Everything's gone to the pooper. We were in the forest, and only the fluffiest can survive. This isn't a world for the weak. If you want to rule, you have to be the gosh darndest, cutest, and deadliest. That's all we know. That's all we have. Only taking root. Take on the mantle of a fluffy woodland animal faction and play with 1 to 6 players to rule the forest kingdom in the ultimate asymmetric game by fighting every other poop hole animal and be the first to 40 points. And it won't be easy. Root comes with lots of doohickeys and whatchamacallits. And 80 screen pretty animal wedding warriors you've been darn tootin' for. Time to decide, are you gonna control the forest or let other animals poop you out? Choose now and take root. Everything's gone to the pooper. We were in the forest, and only the fluffiest can survive. This isn't a world for the weak. If you want to rule, you have to be the gosh darndest, cutest, and deadliest. That's all we know. That's all we have. Only taking root. Take on the mantle of a fluffy woodland animal faction and play with 1 to 6 players to rule the forest kingdom in the ultimate asymmetric game by fighting every other poop hole animal and be the first to 40 points. And it won't be easy. Root comes with lots of doohickeys and whatchamacallits. And 80 screen pretty animal wedding warriors you've been darn tootin' for. Time to decide, are you gonna control the forest or let other animals poop you out? Choose now and take root.
Well, hi everybody.
Forget to unmute.
I unmuted.
What?
I think we will start this session with live sound.
I
People can
heard both
actually hear
Paul
us?
and Dusty.
What?
Yep. This is a banner day for Roleplay GIF. We're live and have
Oh.
sound right out of the gate. It's nice.
What are we gonna fuck up now?
Give it time.
Give it time. Something will happen.
Are there things we're not supposed to say? I forget.
Fuck up? No, you can
Yeah.
say fuck up all you want.
I mean,
Alright.
we prefer not to, have anybody compare us to things that make people cancel Spotify and stuff like that. So those are things I would like you to avoid saying.
And let's avoid, inciting, that sort of thing.
Yeah, just in general. Anything that, gets somebody hurt, killed, stampeded out of a theater.
That'd be bad.
But I guess on the whole, I would consider this Twitch channel.
On the whole.
Speaking of being
Oh,
It's an adult channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Welcome.
an adult channel.
Welcome to
I thought that was
Roleplay
on brand.
GIF. We are a tabletop virtual gaming community that likes to play games online, which is how that whole virtual gaming community thing happened. Tonight we
and with language, apparently.
we have
like to play-
language.
Games with language.
Yeah, particularly after casting tongues. That's when language
Ooh.
is its most frisky. Anyway, tonight we are playing 5e, Dungeons & Dragons 5e. We are playing the classic Against the Giants modules, G1 through 3, as reprinted and redone in Tales of the Yawning Portal. We're actually planning to do the whole way through and going back into the original 1es for D1 through 3 and Q1 as well, so stick around if you want to see some really old school crap get played. But tonight, we are beginning G2. The, oh my gosh, is it the Jarl of the Ice Rift? Is that what it's called? I think it's called the Rift of the Ice. Whatever. It's the Frost Giant part. The party last week got to the treasure troves of the hill giants, and in there they found a large iron chain with instructions that said if they made an 8 and stood inside the holes of the 8, that they would be teleported. And after emptying out I don't know if anybody mentioned this to Tony, after emptying out a couple things out of the bag of holding, because it was running out of room, and putting in a whole bunch of better treasure into it, then they stepped into the infinity symbol on the floor and were teleported 7 degrees cooler onto the glaciers atop the Jotun Mountains.
Okay, wait a minute. Before we go, we may have to retcon.
Oh.
There was something in the bag that the rest of the party should not have gotten rid of.
Oh, what was that?
The horns.
We didn't get the horns.
The
Okay.
bull.
That
well,
heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you mess with the bull, you will get the horns.
That's true.
We
No.
basically got rid of the plate armor because it was taking up a lot of space and
The
gave
8
it to the
Gorgon
orcs.
horns are still there.
Okay, good. That has a purpose.
Okay.
Bet.
Yeah, it seems sort of a weird thing to keep, and I remember you keeping them, and I don't remember why, but we didn't delete those. We got rid of the plate mail. We got rid of I didn't.
Some heavy, some bulky things.
No, it's all good. It's anything else was fair game. That just is that's something that I want to do something with later in the game.
Okay. Cool. So, the party got into the evening on the Jotun Mountains. They had actually also availed themselves of several furs and fashioned for themselves winter wear, having heavy blankets on them, heavy furs, and then camped out that night on the glacier. It is now roughly 9 in the morning. And the wind is whipping. You are high altitude on top of a glacier. You can see around you where the snow has sort of blown off the ice, and you can see these patches of solid, thick ice beneath you.
Are you telling me that I came back from Alaska to play in a game where we're on a glacier?
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
That's hot. That's
Yeah.
hot. All right. We're
Yeah.
good.
No,
We're good.
in fact, it's
No,
not.
it's cold.
It's the opposite.
Fair enough. I walked right into that.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, you did.
So,
Just so long as you don't walk into the ice.
or other
That's
things,
cool.
because there are dangers here on the.
Yeah, like a blade wall that I cast right before we went to bed last night.
That's true. I remember that.
Yeah, you cast a blade barrier to protect you, right?
Just for funsies more than anything.
Oh, okay.
And then I believe Galaxian said he wanted there to have been an owlbear that walked into it.
That's
And-
right.
We didn't know anything about the owlbear. We just
We'd wake
all
up
got
in
a
the
little
morning
bit damp.
just surrounded by owlbear guts.
Like you do. Yeah, everybody's a
It
little.
happens.
Everybody's a little wet. No,
Kinky.
Which is dangerous when it's this cold.
no, but that's not what happened. You guys are. It is basically 9 a.m. There was no, ninja blendering of an owlbear.
Fine.
But you do wake up, and I would like. I don't think you guys can roll this. I think I have to roll it. So let me. I want to make this one public. I've set these to be not public, but I'll roll this one publicly. This is the weather for today. Oh, heavy rain or heavy snowfall. It's normal temperature, but it's not windy. So, you have a map that generally tells you to go north, but you have no guide marks or anything to help you navigate through. So, Mary,
Right.
Snowfall
Yeah.
heavy to the point of impeding vision.
it is not.
Okay.
So
If-
you're telling us we're supposed to go north?
Yeah, and I'm not making a big hex map for this. It's just roughly.
Right. I just had
Yeah.
written southwest last time, so I guess
Oops.
I must have
That's
written down
my
something wrong.
No, you probably wrote
Unless
it
it
down right.
was just an opening inside the cave, I don't know. But I just want to keep my directions consistent so I don't confuse myself.
I am retconning slightly. I think I had you guys at just outside the opening, and then I realized that the game actually says you're several miles away.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I am retconning
We'll just flush that out.
slightly. But actually keep the southwest. Sorry. I hope you didn't cross. Let's just have you continue heading southwest because that'll make more sense for the orientation of the maps. So, I guess the map does say southwest, so you can head in that general direction. But I will need survival check for making sure you're heading in the exact right direction, because there's nothing really signposty, and you have a hill giants map to guide you. But Mary, you can make the roll at advantage because you have a map and you're a cartographer.
Okay.
A 21 is a success. So you are able to move. And by the way, the other thing I was reading the DM. I almost never read the DM's guide, but I was reading it just to get a good idea of how to do exploration and create some challenges for this. You move at 1/3 your normal speed through high altitude and Arctic conditions. So I'm going to have several rolls throughout. But I would like somebody to roll a d6, please. Whoever would like to. Oh.
I like my roll better.
Add them together. 6.
Well, the first roll was a 1. So the first part of your journey passes peacefully, although slow and cold as you trudge through this sort of barren wasteland. Every so often you see to, in front of you, easily discernible, these crevasses where the glacier has, split and broken away, and they're extremely deep. You look down and you just can't see the bottom of them. And it's disconcerting mirrored images of ice falling down several feet until it gets to complete darkness. Sort of a heads up that perhaps some of those could be packed with loose snow, and you could wander into one. We get to about midday. It's lunch. It's lunch. You guys, it's lunchtime. But you've made it.
Take our lunch break.
You've made it through your first portion of the day. If you take a small break for lunch, allowing the party to do anything they want, but you've made it. I'm going to have 6 rolls of this before you get there. So.
At least 6, because they might not be successes.
Right, if you have a success, it adds 1 more roll. So you have to have 6 successes getting there. But you don't have any impediment, even though it's snowing and it's cold, or it's normal for the season. Nothing's gone awful today for weather. So you've got that going for you.
What about impediments? You said no impediments, but do we have impediments?
No, because we're playing in Britain for this. Okay.
Guess.
So.
Oh, look out! Galaxian's gonna school us.
Yeah, he is. We don't say it that way. Do we have a Galaxian today?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So, I will take another survival check for going in the right direction, and another 1d6. Just one person picked 1d6.
Got it. I already went.
Did you want me to do the survival check?
You can if you would like. I think you're the map bearer, so sort of made sense, but that's up to you guys.
Let's just use the 5 for the d6.
Okay.
Roll.
Just to make it interesting. Okay.
I would say it makes the most sense for Mary to make those.
Yeah.
All right. Do I get?
You always have advantage.
Well?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna have advantages unless the map gets whipped out of your hands.
Okay.
You're gonna get the advantage. All right. The DC was 20. I feel like that's too high. I said 20, and now I'm thinking like 20 means it's supposed to be like super hard, and it's not. You have a map, so I'm gonna say that that's a success. However, a 5 is a random encounter bit. So 5 means, let's see, I roll on the locales and on that. So now I need to change this to private roll. So and locales. Alright, I like you guys. I have it set up so I can roll them all, and it would all go in one roll, but it's more fun for you guys to roll. Okay. So, as Mary gets a little hesitant with the 19, but finds the way, and you continue on towards what she believes to be the right path, is staying southwesterly. Very few landmarks, but just getting the sense again just of this has got to be the way. It's almost just pure ranger sense, and being able to get some idea of where you are on a map, comparing it to the other maps you have, and hoping in a way. However, you guys arrive at a place that has a sort of large crevasse in the center. I'm going to activate this map. Alright, I believe that I set this up so that there's always vision as long as your tokens are on. So as soon as I pull you on, you should be able to see. Ed, tell me if that's true.
Yep.
Okay.
I can see.
And can you guys
Really no?
put yourself into... And is Katha out and with you, or...
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Can you guys put yourself into a marching order?
Mary, would you be in the front based on mapping?
I don't think I would be leading the way. I tend to
Okay.
lead the way, but I could give directions from
Mm.
the back.
Well, I can
Okay.
lead with my sword drawn, which would make it easy to follow.
Does your sword give off heat?
It's flaming and does fire damage. I imagine it gives off heat.
Alright, I'll be close to you.
It doesn't say that it does, but I
would
can't
think that's...
can't think that it wouldn't.
I think it would be kind of like standing near a campfire.
It
Yeah.
gives 80 feet of light,
Yeah.
so it's more than a campfire as far as the light it gives. I bet it gives a lot of heat.
Yeah, except I think then it would maybe burn your hand at some point too, if it was that much heat.
Yeah.
Well, if it's any kind of heat, I'll be next because Robespierre is struggling in the cold. He's very lethargic.
Tony, I'm not sure if I put this in your inventory, but there was a short sword, a flame tongue short sword that was given to you last time, and
What?
I put it in your inventory, and I probably should mention that it's in
Oh,
there, and if
and
it's not,
then I overwrote with when he leveled up in D&D Beyond.
okay.
I can throw
Oh.
I can throw it onto your character sheet.
I think there was a debate over how we were gonna divvy up the magical short swords because Mary needs a magical sword too.
That's
Well,
right.
I said if there's one that's like kind of a reject, because I don't use it very often, but I don't have a magical melee weapon, so. But I know you. I mean, I had it in my notes that you gave it to Nubin, so it should be in his inventory.
Are you putting it in, Paul?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it for you. I can do it right here, and you might want to put it on your D&D Beyond sheet yourself.
Okay.
But I'm going to throw it onto your character here. It should be in your inventory now.
Yeah,
And
then
with something.
none of those other things I
something-
changed would be there either. Because if you just imported from D&D Beyond, all those other things
Oh, the Python would, yeah.
all those silly things are probably not.
Also, probably the bag of holding.
Well, I didn't have access to the bag of holding, so.
Oh, that's not on his character sheet.
Well, I did. The bag of holding itself is, but I don't know all the stuff that was inside of it.
That we keep as a handout journal entry here. You guys should have access to that.
We do. It's up in the book.
Yep. If you guys
okay.
look in there, everything that's in your bag of holding, you can look in there.
Gotcha. I didn't know where it was, but I didn't change anything on the character sheet.
Can somebody tell me where I look to see what's attuned
In D&D Beyond or in
Foundry?
Boy, I don't know.
It has
that.
a little star by it, so it looks like a sunburst or something.
Yep.
If you're in your inventory and you're attuned to something, it has a little sun.
First thing you have to do is
kind of
equip it.
Yeah, well, it's in
Yeah.
your equipment.
Inventory.
Ooh. Well, as much as I would love this sword, the Cloak of Protection and the Ring of Free Action
You love
and
more?
Hufnung's Wall are all attunable items too.
Oh. Going to Mary?
Sounds like it's a reject, Mary. Been
So
rejected.
the other thing is we have to attune to the threads of Loth,
That's true.
and we did not have you do that, Tony, but we
Okay.
have a thread that we assumed because you had expressed some interest in.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that's another decision.
I think it might give us. You said you have the ring of free movement.
Hey,
Yeah.
guys, I'm gonna just for the gameplay, I'm gonna say you guys had this conversation, and you can continue to have it at your lunch break, at your
Okay.
midday break, and so maybe have all of your attunement conversation at that, and then we'll pick up with this part after.
So you
Yeah,
can you
that's
you
fair.
can have retroactively fixed the things and
Yep.
decided what you've got.
Exactly. So I'm gonna just step myself out of here and get you guys. You guys can get yourself situated with all this.
Wait,
And
so are we having this conversation now or later?
Yeah.
No, no, you're actually having it in the past.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
Right, it's all through the magic, huh?
of retconning. Yep.
Nice. Oh boy. So what do we get? Do we know what we're gonna get with this next attunement of the thread?
Well, we get spider climb. We get dimension door. I forgot. I feel like there's a third thing that was the new thing. Maybe not.
I will answer that once I find out where I put my Microsoft OneNote. Okay, I've just messed up everybody's picture in Twitch, but it should be okay now. And then, let's see. The Threads of Loath. You guys are at 3 or more attuned and within each other, right? No, you're at 2 that are attuned and with each other.
Yeah, we're at 2,
No,
and this would be the third
then
one.
there,
Unless,
no, well,
Pony attunes.
no, there's a third one nearby. So when, okay, so
We have 4 that are nearby.
okay, so wearing a Thread of Loath gives the wearer spider climb. When 2 or more are within 30 feet of each other, the threads act as rings of free movement. But they need to be within 30 feet of each other at that time. When that's when 2 or more are. Sorry. When 3 or more are within 30 feet of each other, they act as once per day dimension door. When 4 or more, if you guys are you guys gonna mess around on your lunch break? Fuck around and find out.
Well, we have the 4 next to each other. They're just not. Only
Yeah,
2 are attuned.
Okay. When 4 or more, they don't have to be attuned. They just need to be near each other.
So one person could be attuned to one and carrying all of them and have all these powers.
Right. Eventually, there will be complications, but yeah. When 4 or more are within 30 feet of each other, the wearers can cast greater invisibility on themselves once per day, but they must remain within 100 feet of each other.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, ring of free action is Gonzo.
Join us, Newbin.
I'm just thinking how hard it is going to
Wow.
be to remain within 30 feet of people you can't see. But it is kind of. We are going to make 30 feet ropes.
No, 100.
and-
100. You have to be 100 feet of each other with the greater visibility.
To maintain the invisibility,
Uh,
but you have to be within 30 to activate it.
Yes, correct. And let
Gotcha.
me put this in the. I'm gonna put this. Sometimes stuff from OneNote won't copy as text. So let me put it quickly into a WordPad, and then I can copy it. I'm going to put it right in the chat of Forge for now, or Foundry for now, and then I'll put it also in the... That really should have a seriation number 4 for when 4 or more are within, but...
See, the beauty of this is, doesn't this mean that we can each cast it once a day?
That's correct, but only on yourself.
Holy balls.
Only on yourself. So here's the thing. That one actually does kind of require attunement to do. I didn't write that out, but you have to be wearing one in order to cast it on yourself. But there have to be 4 of them nearby. So, like, to parse that out, Elva has one on her, which allows anybody who's wearing one to cast greater invisibility on themselves. But Elva cannot cast it on herself. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. They grow to me more and more baggage with these. So, but also powers.
So I have a question for
Oh.
everybody. Like, here's
And
what
then
I'm
I
dealing
put in
with.
the quiet part in there as well. Oh well.
Well, don't tell us. I didn't see it.
Well, it's right in
I'm
there.
sure it's the DC check at the bottom.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I mean, just guessing, but
That's not a really high DC though.
it is if you have a +0 to charisma.
That's true.
Is it a check or a saving throw?
Oh, that should be a savings throw. Sorry.
Okay.
That is a good.
So much better.
I will put that in there. I will edit that.
Just making sure. 'cause it
The
has
The
some
likelihood of
meaningful-
Robespierre failing that just went down considerably.
Yeah. I've got a +10, so
I
Wow.
have a +0,
You're
so
saying
I
there's
have
a
to roll
chance.
pretty high.
there's a chance. Yeah, you have to roll high.
Yeah.
Maybe we can help.
So here's what I would have to give up to be able to attune something else, and I'm looking for advice from people. Huffman's Vault gives us all, everybody in the party, we can't be surprised as long as I'm wearing it. I don't even have to be using it. I just have to have it on me.
And attuned.
Yeah, and
While this weapon is on your person, you have advantage on initiative rolls. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet can't be surprised except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep.
Okay.
to
So
get
what
the
are the things
benefit
that?
of to get the benefit of any magical item, you have to be attuned to it if it requires attunement.
Yeah, exactly. Although
So-
okay.
Just carrying it without that.
yeah, the proximities of this allow the people who are attuned to do the things that it can do.
Yes, yep.
So if that makes sense.
Okay, so we can't be surprised with Huffnungsval. The other thing that I have is a Cloak of Protection, which is a +1 to AC. My armor class is 17, but as long as I throw a punch, it goes up to 19.
That's pretty cool.
Only if you have that item on you.
Nope, that's my normal armor class is 17, and it's a monk. It's cool monk shit.
So
If
that
I
plus
throw a
one isn't
punch-
really doing that much for you.
Well, it takes me from 16 to 17, or from so the plus.
Oh, that's
the
what I was
plus one
asking.
would be-
Is that with the
Yeah,
plus
yeah.
one?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes, it is with the +1. So I'd
Got
be
it.
16 and 18, or 17 to 19. I feel like the LOL stuff is pretty badass.
Especially in the ice and snow. But you have reaction. Can you spider climb already?
No, but I do have, kind of, yeah. Cool monk
And-
shit. I can
yeah.
run up walls already.
Can
I
you?
mean, I can't
do you?
stop there and hang there. That's the only thing.
So it basically gives you sort of a almost flight to have the ring, or to have that.
Ring of Free Movement is pretty badass because you cannot be restrained or grappled.
But Newman already has that.
Oh, that's true. As a monk, I think.
Well,
you
he already has that ring
Oh.
specifically.
Oh, right.
And he doesn't need to be near anybody to use it.
That's
Yep.
true.
Honestly, Noob, I don't know that the thread does that much for you. You can already pretty much spider climb. You already have Ring of Free Action. You would gain the Dimension Door and the invisibility.
Well, I also already have a +10 to, is it a +10 to stealth? Yeah, +10 to stealth.
Well, invisibility is more useful than that simply because you don't need any cover. You just disappear. Because even with the
Right.
plus 10 to stealth, if there's nothing to hide behind, you can't hide.
Greater invisibility, I believe, lets you do shit
Lets you
and,
attack and cast spells and not lose
and
it.
remain invisible. It's just huge.
Oh, that is pretty huge. Hmm.
If you don't want to attune to it, I think it might be wise for either me or Mary to hold it. So that way, some of
Keep
the
it within- yeah, I think that makes sense.
Well, and I'm holding one as well if
that's true.
one of you wants to hold it.
It does concentrate them, which could be concerning, but
And the biggest reason that Elva was holding it was because she felt she could keep anyone else from taking it.
right.
And the only reason I'm wearing it is because I didn't want Robespierre to wear more than one. So
I
Yeah.
feel like can I?
I didn't know at the time. It seemed dangerous to have one person wearing more than
I'll
one.
wear it, but I want to tune to it. Does that work?
It will attune to you.
Yeah, I'm not sure that makes any difference.
Gonna kick one of my items out.
I think, Tony, it sounds like it's more of a role play decision. You know, if you're looking at it practically, I don't know. But if your character would want to attune for role play reasons, you know, that might be the deciding factor. If not, it doesn't sound like there's a huge practical advantage.
Yeah, you know what? I think I will attune to the thread and take off the ring of free action.
Okay. When
Would totally take that ring if it's available.
when you do,
Uh-oh.
go ahead and give the ring to Elva. If you
I
want.
mean, it's yours. It's
if you
up
want,
to you.
yeah, if you
but-
want to.
When you do. Oh no, when I do, now I'm threatened. I'm not sure I want to do it anymore.
Yeah, all right, hold on. Let me look at the other sword again quick. Because I'm trying to figure out both. Oh, you already took it, didn't you?
Look what?
Paul, did you take the flame tongue sword?
I didn't remove it from your sheet, no.
It wouldn't be in your sheet if I wasn't able to put it on your D&D Beyond sheet, and if you imported the D&D Beyond sheet, then it wouldn't be in Forge anymore.
But I put it in Forge just now.
Oh, okay.
Like I dropped it in there about 10 minutes ago.
I'm looking at what's equipped. No, that's the problem.
You have to equip it in your inventory.
Okay, my
That's just the shield. Just click the shield and it'll equip it.
I can't do any of this now.
Oh, it
where...
might.
It's gone again. I don't see it at all.
The flame tongue sword in
Yeah.
Forge?
Yeah.
Okay, I just opened up your character sheet and it's there.
Okay, I don't know what I don't know what I'm not. Okay, now I can see it.
Because I equipped it. You weren't in inventory. You were in actions probably.
Okay. Yeah, that might have been it, but I don't know how to. Never mind. Let me read this one more time. I don't know what I can't see on the page that I'm looking at, and I don't know how to not look at it. Is how does it stack up against the short sword +1 that I have?
It's going to do 2d6 more damage plus whatever it does is slashing. As long as the creature will take fire damage.
So my short sword +1
does 1d6 plus 1 to damage.
Right.
So, and this one will do 1d6 damage plus 2d6 fire damage.
Gotcha. So I'll give Mary the short sword +1, so she has a magical sword.
Okay. The difference being is the flame tongue short sword does require attunement.
Oh shit! All right, hold on. God dang it!
Which
Yeah,
I
and the
don't
other
know if this helps at all or it just makes it confusing, but I can't take anything else that needs attunement either.
Oh.
Because I have a thread.
Okay.
And
right.
I have the thing that gives me dark vision and a cloak of protection, and my AC's probably the worst of the group. So I'm probably not going to, and I can't fight if I can't see. So
Right.
that's why I thought a reject weapon would be okay, but so
So
don't
you
have
can't
to,
use the.
I
You know
can't
what? Then it.
I can't use
but it-
something that requires attunement.
So I'll give Mary the short sword +1, so she has a magical weapon that doesn't require attunement.
Well, and that's the other thing is your fists are magical at this point, Tony.
True.
Just as a side note, like magic resistance does not work against you when you punch them. So
I mean, if I bite something as an animal, it's magical.
really? Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. I have primal strike, but I have to be an animal.
All right, before I do the transfer, is that what we want to do? The sword +1 to Mary?
All right, I need to go back to my attune stuff. God, this is getting freaking.
Well, this is high level play.
It's a lot of
right.
decisions.
Anyone
You've got a
recognizing
lot
the
of
irony?
good stuff.
What's
The irony of
Hi.
too many magic items for Tony?
Newbin?
Newbin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not recognize the irony, and I am so happy that you pointed it out.
With the monkey's paw curling.
All right.
You're agonizing.
Damn it! This is horrible. Son of a-
I want it all.
I do. I want it all. So you're not going to get anything out of the flame tongue sword either. Is there anybody that wants the flame tongue sword that can attune to it? Vela, do you have a room for attunement?
Yeah, for sure.
You have a ring of spell storing and winged boots, which is your winged cloak, that are attuned.
Let me open D&D Beyond. I never understand how to tell when I'm full or not.
You can have 3. That's all I know.
Right. So when you have 3 little symbols, that's all
Yeah,
she wrote.
that's-
And I have to keep track of the one that we can't see with the
Right.
threads.
I'll make
so-
I'll make one and throw it on here. I realized I really need to do that, but there were some things that I didn't want to disclose quite yet. So
Well, you could make it and put none of the information on it. Just make a magic item that requires
there's
attunement.
attunement, yeah,
And then have to just do the rest of it
yeah,
old school.
as it's revealed.
By next time we level up, you'll have to redo it. 3
If
years.
you're not gonna, if you guys make it to the ice thing tonight, you'll level. Not you won't level if you make it there tonight, but you at the end of the ice rift, you'll level again.
That could take a year for us.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
We
if
might-
you're
Dagger?
throwing magical weapons at me now.
Yeah, we might still be debating this. By
Right,
a
right.
year's
This
time.
we are doing
I
an
can-
hour, like an hour-long rest, and that will be an hour of our game, or short rest, and that'll be an hour of our game tonight.
Welcome to tonight's
So,
episode of
so,
24.
Yeah, nice. I think I can take it. I only have 2 items currently that require attunement.
Okay, then I'll give the flame tongue short sword to Vela. So that she has that magical weapon that has that fun stuff on it. And that brings me down to 3. Now I just have to decide if I want to wear the thread. And Once I put it on, I probably can't take it off.
Unless we kill you and bring you back, because that's
That seems to work.
Yeah.
I can help you take it off.
Anybody who has proficiency in Arcana, if that's anybody, may make an Arcana
Yep.
check.
Yep.
Ooh,
I can
let's
help
see.
him. I can help him take it off.
Oh, I'm not proficient.
I'm definitely
Am
not.
Keep thinking I am.
Am I
not.
muted?
You're
You're
not
not.
muted. I can hear you.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can help you take it off. I can cast a spell to let you take it off.
Like remove curse or something?
You can certainly try.
Yeah. I have one that removes
Jewelry.
attuned items.
It's
I'm hunting for it.
it's a
I
stick.
remember looking it up at the
It's
end
a
of the night.
stick of butter.
You know what? Windex. And if you ever get a ring stuck on your finger, use Windex. It just comes right off.
I
It's
did
amazing.
a
not
hair
know
dryer
that.
and
That
ice.
is. Yeah.
One curse include. I can greater restoration. It removes a curse, including the target's attunement to a cursed magical item.
Interesting.
That's what you
All right.
both said last time.
Yes.
But it wasn't until after the recording was over, so
Also interesting,
I have no
as in
verification or proof.
you could give it a
It's
try.
just a cursed item.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, and it's 100 GP worth of diamond dust, so.
Yeah, we do know it was very difficult to take it off of the Four Shade and Gallon.
Oh, I thought it was pretty easy once we'd killed them.
while
I
keeping
agree.
them alive. I mean, it still is difficult when you think about having to bring someone back from dead. That's
Well,
that's
we
a
didn't
pretty
have
big
to do that to
decision.
take the item off, though. Taking
That's
it off
true.
was pretty easy once we'd
That's
killed
true.
them.
So, okay, let me get this right. With the Ring of Free Action, I'm sorry, with the thread, as long as I'm within 30 feet of one other person that has a thread on, I still have the Ring of Free Action on, correct?
Wait a
So I
minute.
wouldn't be.
Say it again.
That's what it says in the chat.
He has,
It acts as a ring of free movement.
Yes.
As long
but if
as
he's
you're-
still attuned to the free movement ring, he still gets it even if they're not 30 feet from him.
Mhm.
That's true. Because why not both?
Que no los dos.
Okay, so do I want to let my AC go down? That's the big thing.
Well, and if it's a cloak of protection, it's not just your AC; it's also saving
Saves.
throws.
That's
Which
right.
is one of the reasons why I don't want to take mine off, because otherwise I have a +0 to charisma saves, or a lot of like strength saves. I mean, I am not.
Ew.
Yeah, it's the only thing giving me any bonus in.
Charisma saves.
So,
Yeah.
okay,
Like
I
3
will-
of my saves.
I'm going to do the thread. So I need a thread. And I am going to unattune the Ring of Free Action and loan it out to
Elva.
Elva. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it off of you and put it onto Elva. But that you'll have to remove it from your inventory in D&D Beyond, because when I re-upload you, it'll put it right back on.
Okay.
So I think. Oh,
Good
it
call.
Do I need
doesn't.
to go to D&D Beyond right now?
I would. Whenever I make a change in one, I make a
Oh,
change in
you
the
gave
other.
it
Oh,
two.
I gave you two, but it didn't remove it from. It didn't remove it from from noob. So I was like, apparently you can just pull shit onto people over and over again, and it doesn't remove them from their inventory. So I'm gonna delete it from noobs. All right. And now you have a Ring of Free Action, Elva. And I will create thread. I'll probably create them in D&D Beyond, and I will drop them onto your characters, those of you who have them. And it'll be in your inventory unattuned, Ed. But I'll create them over the week. So for our next game, you guys should see them in inventory.
Cool.
I put one in there as a placeholder for myself, Paul. I couldn't
Okay.
make it a tunable, but I just needed to keep track of what I can do.
Sweet.
So
I'll probably actually
you're-
I'll just build it off that. I'll build one. I'll remove that other one off of you.
yeah, thank you.
Mhm. All right. So, as Newman hands the ring on and places the thread of Loth, are you placing it as a bracelet or an anklet? You have either choice.
Neither. I'm gonna wear it around my bicep like a Viking.
Ooh.
Like
Okay.
Chad.
Yes, just like Chad.
Like an arm
yeah.
garter.
But it's very thin and it squeezes tightly around your bicep, but does not cause you any discomfort or pain. But it does bind tightly to your arm. I need
Does it look sweet? That's what I was worried about.
looks badass on your
All right,
tiefling
cool.
dusky
Yeah, a lot of people
red
are laughing at you,
skin. Yeah, Elva's laughing behind her hand.
Then
But
I'm taking my ring back.
I need Nubin, and Robes and Mary to make a charisma saving throw.
Well, that doesn't sound fun.
Show off.
It sounds super fun.
Ha! There's
Oh,
my.
no.
Oh, not good. Hey, it hit my
Oh,
dice.
no.
Does that count?
Oh man, you guys.
Okay. In the back of Mary's head, she hears a lilting, soft, sibilant voice.
Oh man, if it's sibilant, this is not good.
If Vela could hear it, she would recognize it, and it just says, "I see you, Meriwether Clark." And that's it. You have actually the opportunity to respond if you would like.
I think I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
I really don't have anything to say to this voice in my head.
But
I find it best to ignore them when they happen.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Thanks. It's because I've trained you well.
All right, I will
Putting
mark.
voices in your head all the time.
Yeah.
So Mary is at level 1.
Sure, that's not a problem.
Mm-hmm. She leveled up.
Yeah, that she got a level 1. That's yeah.
All right. So that all.
Just to be clear, she's still also level 13, right?
Right. Yeah. No, she's still 13.
No, Meriwether is now a level 1 ranger or
Good luck,
druid. I picked
y'all.
one.
She's also
My arrows.
level 1 at Loth action chart too. Okay. So that all happened about 2 hours ago. Now you get to this. You guys all see this map?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to ask,
Yeah, go
when
ahead.
you were distributing Nubin, then you're keeping your +1 short sword because you gave the flame tongue to Vela, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's all right. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, do you hear the hurt in her voice? You personally wounded her.
No,
I'll
that's all
find
right.
another.
No,
I'll find
I'll
another
just-
weapon for you.
turn into animals when I have to do magic damage, or use my longbow.
All right. You about 2 hours after your sort of break on the day, still feeling like you're heading in the right direction, you come across a place where the snow is blown back away, and you can see that there is a massive crevasse in front of you. From the center, there is beating a purplish light. Sorry, I need to make the purplish light.
Well, that's welcoming.
I need to step away for just a second to check on something. I'll be right back.
Yep. Apparently I didn't make this cool enough. Ooh, that's fun.
So the light was coming inside the crevasse, or is it on the
Yeah.
other side?
I see it.
There it is. Ooh. Wom, 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 wom.
All right. So, I'm looking at what's showing on the Twitch right now. I want to make sure everybody's still in the screen. Okay. So, with Tony walking away, that is what you see, sort of emanating in front of you. Did anybody make that Arcana check?
I don't think
Not sure
anyone's
if any of us
proficient.
are proficient.
No,
yeah.
nobody's proficient. Okay, all right.
I have a pretty good modifier, but not proficient.
Well, I think applying to this one, go ahead and make me one Elva.
Okay.
Not to the other question. That one would require proficiency.
Just a 6.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about purple lights in the snow.
All right. Now is the time for Paige, if she's still with us, for me to activate her wild. I just want to see if she's still here. She is, yay!
Yep.
Okay. It's time for a wild magic. And I meant to create a table for who gets the magic. And I don't know. Oh, I did! Character chooser. Here we go. Who gets the stuff? Make it.
Have that stuff.
It's Vela!
It's me.
All right. So, this may not have anything to do with anything,
Who
but
was the 6th?
I only
It's a
did
D5. Never mind.
D5. Yeah, because it's not a real die, you can set randomly to be anything. Wild magic table, roll.
Give me butterflies. Give me butterflies. Give me butterflies.
Oh my gosh, you got a good one.
Wow.
So for the beginning of the start of every one of your turn, you gain 5 hit points at the beginning of every round, which is going to be useful because as you move towards the crevasse, you hear a grunt and a groan as several creatures pull themselves up from the crevasse. They appear to your eyes to be light blue-skinned troll creatures.
Oh no.
I think Winston might know what these are. Not sure Robes will.
I have a couple suspicions, but not great, and no matter what.
And I am going to ask everybody to highlight their token, hit the cross swords button, and roll yourselves into initiative.
Do you think the sense that I feel like reinvigorated is something Vela would know?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's coming from this strange magic aura. Has a Elva rolled a 5, so you don't know anymore.
Rolled a 6, thank you.
Okay, Elva rolled a 6. You don't know anymore. All right. These creatures do not appear on the face of it friendly. They look hungry. And they are coming for you. Mary, you are up first. I'm going to change the music for this.
Oh, do I have my music turned off?
You don't have to have music on ever, but it plays in the chat, or in the Twitch, so I find it nice.
No, I think I muted my game version part thing.
I guess I'll cast Hunter's Mark on the one that's closest to everybody here.
Okay.
And I'll try to hit it with some arrows.
Okay. .28 will definitely hit.
Okay. 12 plus 3 with Hunter's Mark. And then the second attack. I imagine a 31 hits.
Oh yeah.
Whoops. Not that. Get back up there. All right, for another
15.
15.
Got
Yeah.
it. All right, thunk, thunk. The arrows sink into the troll. Well, yeah, you guys know these look like trolls.
And I'll move up closer to my friends.
Okay. All right. I did not begin combat, but now we have Newbin. You're up.
I am going to. I'll fire my. Oh wait, I don't even think I can do that. Hold on. I'm going to move up to here. I am going to take myself off the ruler and move up to here. And I'm going to take a shot with the vicious crossbow at this guy.
Hold on one second.
And
All right. Which one? Okay. All right. Got it. .26 will definitely hit. I'm not sure if you guys are capable of rolling under a 20.
I am.
Oh.
Totally capable.
All I have to do is roll a 1.
That's
It'd
true.
be really easy to roll under 20.
That's true. A 1 in 5 chance. Or no, 5% chance. 1 in 20 chance. Okay. 13 points of damage inflicted from the crossbow. Again, thunk. It's taking It's got 2 of Mary's arrows in it, followed by a bolt from Newbin. Anything else, Noob?
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna move some more of my movement, and What's the difference between the blue squares and the white squares?
Okay. Thank you. Excellent question. The white squares are snow, and it's hard packed snow. You're able to move across it fairly easily. But the blue is ice, and it will have it has a couple of things on it. One is difficult movement, difficult terrain, but also on a shoving attack, it's not advantage, but it'll move you an extra 5 feet on a shoving attack. So you may want to bear that in mind as you're looking at them on the edge here.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay right here so I stay on the snow then.
Okay.
Especially since it just occurred to me that whole within 30 feet thing for the threads of Lulth is going to be harder since Mary stays so far back in combat.
I freaking moved up by the rest of you, okay?
I didn't mean that as a dig. I simply meant that it was that I didn't think of that a minute ago when we were.
When I did and moved closer to everybody? Yeah, okay.
Aww. Mary loves us.
There's love. All right. Is that it for Noob?
Yep, that's it for Noob for now.
All right. This ice troll gets to move first. He's got 30 feet of movement, but it's difficult terrain. 5, 10, 15. That's all he's got. But you know what? He's not going to stand for that. He's going to dash onto here. Wait, he might not have. He's an ice troll. He apparently gets no benefit for that. Okay, so dashing 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he can actually take some swipes at Newbin. No, he can't because that was his go. Because he dashed. Duh. Okay, but he's right up on Newbin. That will bring us to this troll. This troll, 5, 10, 15. He's also going to dash. 20, get up on Newbin. Elva, you're up.
All right. Well, none of this snow or ice bothers me because of that ring of free action that Newbin gave me, so that's great. I'm going to move right into here. And I'm gonna have Katha bother the northern one here, and give
Gotcha.
me the help action on my first attack.
You got it.
As I swing the Flame Tongue Longsword. Except it doesn't want me to do that because I had Katha selected. There we go.
All right.
See, we can roll below 20.
Mm-hmm.
But I had advantage, I forgot. I can roll lower.
Oh my gosh.
So 13.
Holy cripes! You missed.
All right, second attack.
All right.
That
That'll.
should not have been an advantage.
What do we got
I'm
here?
just messing all of this up.
It's a 9 and wait, what is that? A 9 plus whatever is the 19? It's plus 10.
Plus 10, yeah.
The 9 came first. It hits. So.
All right. So then.
Interestingly, these guys don't have the fire thing that other trolls do.
Well, I dealt 20 points of damage, of which 6 was fire.
Okay. Yeah, they do
then
not have a vulnerability. Or
third attack. That's weird for ice trolls.
They're ice troll variant, and I am looking here.
That's the variant.
Okay. Yeah, they don't have that fire thing.
Well, third attack hits a 23.
You hit. And damage is damage. They still take damage from the fire. They're not immune to it or anything.
Why did that not roll? It didn't roll the fire, so I've got to roll that yet.
Okay.
For 9 more on top of that, so a total of 24.
And you rolled a straight 8 on that one, huh? Minus
Yep.
24. Okay. Cool. All right. Anything else from Elva?
I think the spells I might have used are not. I don't think any of them are bonus actions. So, no, I think that's it.
All right. That will bring us to this ice troll.
While you're doing that, so I can plan what I'm planning to do, can you did I have enough time to attune to the Flame Tongue Sword?
You did. You did.
Okay. Thank you.
Ooh, this one can get in and actually attack. So this one will attack Elva. And its multi-attack says what? It gets 1 attack with 1 with bite and 2 with claws. Okay. So, bite. And claw.
We'll go ahead and cast shield.
Okay, and that lasts for the entirety of the attack, right?
Yep, until my next turn.
So that puts you at what, 23?
24.
24? Okay. Oop, did that again. Attack, normal. 17 is going to miss. And 23 is going to miss. So, okay, that's that guy's go. Next troll is up. And he will also move away. 5, 10, 15. He will dash as well. 15, 16, 17. I think I messed up my dashing because once I was on the ground I should have had 30. It doesn't matter. I would have gone here anyway. But wait, he's here. No, he was here. So he was here. 5, 10, 15 for the... And then he's got dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He wouldn't do that. He'd come in here. There we go. Alright, that's his go though, because he dashed. And then... Yeah, these guys aren't that stupid. They're dumb, but they're not that dumb. 5, 10, 15, dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And the last troll, boy, robes, hell of an initiative.
Yep.
Didn't want to rush into anything.
No. 20.
Ouch.
Oh, I got a +2.
All right, Vela, you are up. They're rushing
All right,
at all of these large trolls have clambered up out of this crevasse and are rushing you guys.
Okay.
There was a chance for surprise if you didn't have Hufnungsvolt. I didn't even bother to fuck with it. So I should have, for funsies, I should have had Hufnungsvold like ring out and Tony be aware, like incoming. That would have been fun.
Okay. I'm going to cast Flame Strike. Right here.
Ooh, okay. Nice. All right. So they get a DC 17 Dex check. Is it or Dex save?
Dex save.
So this one.
But either way, they'll
fails.
take damage.
This one fails. No, makes it. So the
yeah.
one to the north takes full. The one to the south takes half. So this one will take 29 points of fire damage. Oof. And this one will take 14. Okay.
How's the snow look in that area?
Well, it's melted, and so I can't draw the ice in that area, but you would now see ice in that area.
Oh, because it melted so fast?
That's I mean, enough to do 29 points of damage, so yeah,
but like it refroze, I guess.
Well,
there's ice under the snow.
Yeah, there's.
Oh, okay.
It's a glacier.
So there's not water. Got it. That makes sense.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, I am going to do the thing I do.
I mean, I could say that they're standing in maybe 2 feet of water too.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, for funsies, for flavor.
Yeah, they have to step out of. Do they have a vulnerability to having wet feet?
No.
That now their feet are starting to melt a little bit because they're standing in liquid water.
Sadly, no.
Wet sock does suck, though.
Wet sock does suck, but you note they are not wearing socks.
Wet sock does suck. That's my favorite new phrase. I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon at 3rd level as a bonus action.
Cool.
And it is going to appear right here, please.
Okay, your spiritual weapon's going right there.
Yeah, as soon as I confirm that I can put it there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just was checking to see
okay.
how far it was.
All right, and you can bonus action attack with that.
I sure can. I'm going for the one.
Beauty of the spiritual weapon.
Going for this one.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage because 27 will hit.
14.
Okay.
And then I am going to move. Am I going to move? Yeah, I'm going to move 10 feet this way. And how tall are they?
They are large. They're around 10, 11 feet.
And 15 feet into the air.
Okay.
Well, 20 feet into the air. Sorry. So, yeah, I still have enough room. So 25 feet, because I've got 25 feet left.
Okay.
So straight up.
Does this? How long does this flame straight? That just happens and it's out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just leaving it there as a marker for the water.
Oh, okay. All right. Couple things. I misread, but the fire does prevent regeneration. So, just like a normal troll. So I misspoke. But it doesn't, they're not vulnerable to it. So, a couple things. Robespierre, you're up. Sorry, that's
All
a
right.
couple things.
So I'm gonna touch my brow with my hand, couple fingers, and just concentrate. And 7 little tiny white boats are gonna start to circle my crown.
Okay.
I'm casting Crown of Stars, and I will also fly up in the air.
Okay.
I'm gonna levitate up. Just this is my new invocations, levitation.
Ooh.
I can't move back or forward, so I'm gonna fly up and try to like grab hold of Vela's foot
Okay.
in case she starts to fly around and see if I can like follow. And then as a bonus action, are any of these particularly looking bad, like especially pain messed up? You know what? I'm just gonna pick this one right here.
These two
and
are the most damaged. This one is damaged the third worst.
Okay, I'm a little bit nervous about that one getting access to Mary, so I will bonus action cast send one of my stars at that creature.
Okay.
So I don't know if this is gonna go correctly. Cool. So one of the lights streaks out, 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And it will do 33 points
Whoa.
of radiant damage.
Whoa!
Just right into the creature's head.
It is engulfed in light. It's standing like a foot lower, a foot and a half lower because of all the melting that's occurred. So it was already sort of in a divot here from the flame strike that Vela, and then it glows with your, I guess I would call it maybe a little bit of unholy light as it just the stars maybe even take on like the aspect of a snake burrowing into its head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. We're at the end of this round of combat, and I myself am in desperate need of a bio break. So I am gonna call for our 5-minute bio break a smidge earlier than normal, but I've been pounding water. So we'll be right back. Sorry, everybody. But
You're fine.
We'll be
You
right
don't
back.
have to apologize for needing to use a bio break.
All right. We'll be right back, everybody.
I can't believe you have to poop, Paul.
I can't believe you're human.
The stoops.
No stoops. All right.
Everything's gone to the pooper. We were in the forest, and only the fluffiest can survive. This isn't a world for the weak. If you want to rule, you have to be the gosh darndest, cutest, and deadliest. That's all we know. That's all we have. Only taking root. Take on the mantle of a fluffy woodland animal faction and play with 1 to 6 players to rule the forest kingdom in the ultimate asymmetric game by fighting every other poop hole animal and be the first to 40 points. And it won't be easy. Root comes with lots of doohickeys and whatchamacallits. And 80 screen pretty animal wedding warriors you've been darn tootin' for. Time to decide, are you gonna control the forest, or let other animals poop you out? Choose now and take root. Everything's gone to the pooper. We were in the forest, and only the fluffiest can survive. This isn't a world for the weak. If you want to rule, you have to be the gosh darndest, cutest, and deadliest. That's all we know. That's all we have. Only taking root. Take on the mantle of a fluffy woodland animal faction and play with 1 to 6 players to rule the forest kingdom in the ultimate asymmetric game by fighting every other poop hole animal and be the first to 40 points. And it won't be easy. Root comes with lots of doohickeys and whatchamacallits. And 80 screen pretty animal wedding warriors you've been darn tootin' for. Time to decide, are you gonna control the forest or let other animals poop you out? Choose now and take root. Everything's gone to the pooper. We were in the forest, and only the fluffiest can survive. This isn't a world for the weak. If you want to rule, you have to be the gosh darndest, cutest, and deadliest. That's all we know. That's all we have. Only taking root. Take on the mantle of a fluffy woodland animal faction and play with 1 to 6 players to rule the forest kingdom in the ultimate asymmetric game by fighting every other poop hole animal and be the first to 40 points. And it won't be easy. Root comes with lots of doohickeys and whatchamacallits. And 80 screen pretty animal wedding warriors you've been darn tootin' for. Time to decide, are you gonna control the forest or let other animals poop you out? Choose now and take root.
It's darn close.
Hey, wow, what happened to the map? The battle map's gone.
I didn't do it.
I see it.
I see it.
Yeah.
For me.
No, I
Oh,
mean,
you mean
switched
on
screens?
on the
'Cause
stream
you
it was
moved your-
gone. Cause
Is it because you moved your thing?
it's because I put on the Discord so I could see what you guys were talking about. But hey,
Are you unmuted?
we are unmuted.
Okay.
So, we're back, but before we go back to the action, I just thought I should have acknowledged this at the beginning, but we met our fundraising goal for October. and we raised $275. Yep, $275 for Puerto Rico disaster relief through the American Red Cross. That money will go down to help the people, the United States citizens who live in Puerto Rico. I mean, 275 is a drop in the bucket, but it's not nothing either, and so. Hopefully that will help some folks who are struggling in the wake of Hurricane Fiona, which we just didn't see as much news about here on the mainland. So thank you for everybody who donated. Because we had a number of people donating from our community, we will be doing a special one-shot. I would say it's a mix between a zombie... not apocalypse, but a zombie
defense game.
A tower defense against zombies, but instead of zombies, it'll be a kaiju spider with a taco on its head. And the tower you're defending is the equivalent of a Waffle House. So.
Except it's a ramshackle bivouac.
So.
And clearly the taco spiders are unhappy about it not serving tacos.
They serve tacos. There was an.
Have you noticed that Matt Mercer says ramshackle an awful lot, and I'm like every time.
Yes.
I'm like right on the edge of my seat waiting for bivouac.
Yep, I was never aware of how often he said it until we had the ramshackle bivouac, and suddenly became really aware of it.
He has said it a lot lately. I don't know that he always did, but
I don't know.
Watching our show then.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's just.
Thanks for tuning in, Matt.
Matt Mercer's lurking on RPG. That's awesome. All right. Back.
I apologize.
Into the action. So we are at the beginning of the round, which means we are back to Merryweather.
All right. Well, I'm gonna shoot at the one I hunter's marked. So that's that guy there.
Yep, I got him marked. Yep.
All right.
Cool.
It just takes a while to click all the buttons.
I know.
Sorry.
No.
All right. Okay, 23 to hit.
Totally.
Oh fuck. I'm sorry. I was gonna put the hunter's mark before I forgot. So, we're just gonna
Yep.
pretend that, okay, for 2 more.
So that's 8 points of damage total.
Yeah, for 8 points of damage.
Alright.
And I'll Hordebreaker the one to the south.
To the south. Okay, gotcha.
Oh,
My beard just got more gray, Mary. Nice job.
I bet you that troll's fucked.
I'm gonna put it in this time. Oh wait.
Oh.
That's
What?
wrong. Just ignore that.
All right.
It's not a 28. We'll just do the 17 to hit. Sorry.
Okay, 17 to hit.
With that one. Yeah.
That'll hit.
And I'll roll the damage.
Okay.
Situational bonus 1d6. All right. For 14 total points of damage.
You got it. All right.
And then I'll go back to the first guy with my extra attack.
Got it.
For 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
And 12
That's 12.
piercing damage with the hunter's mark.
Okay. So, as I recall... Sorry. Oh, anything else, Mary? Sorry.
I mean, if they're all standing...
They are all standing.
Let's see. I don't think there's much else I can do because I have to concentrate on the hunter's mark. I'm going to move because I got people in the air. It's going to be hard to stay within 30 feet. I'm going to get back further. So
Okay.
I'm just going to move back to this corner.
Gotcha. Okay. That will... I was going to do my As I Recall thing, but it doesn't matter because it's Nuben's go.
Right. So Noob's gonna unarmed strike this guy here.
Okay.
Once. 15 hit.
Just hits.
So that means the 18 hits.
Yep.
For 10.
That die looks cocked to me.
And another 6, so he gets 16 points of damage.
Okay.
Did we have a short rest? So do I have key? Yeah, I have
Yeah,
key. All right.
you actually had a long rest. I long rested you when we
Nice.
started the game.
All right, so I'm gonna drop a key and I'm gonna do 2 more attacks.
Got it.
Same dude.
Got it. That'll hit. That will not.
All right, so just 1 more damage then,
For 11.
and 11 more points of damage.
You got it. Alright. Now begins the time where I have to start thinking about what happened with who. So.
It's the next one to go, not the one that's up now, but the next one took fire damage from me.
This one, I can't. Where's my highlighting? Okay.
This one I did not hit with
fire damage. Okay, so he will regenerate.
This one I did.
Okay. And then this one here, did you hit? Sorry. This one?
No.
Okay, so he gets to regenerate.
That one moved in after I had taken my actions.
Okay.
I hit that one with my arrows.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're
that's
talking
not
about Elva's. Got it.
Specifically any fire damage.
Fire damage. So the 2 that Vela hit with the flame strike, they don't regenerate. The ones that took from the flame tongue sword don't regenerate. Then this
Who's
guy.
got a flame tongue sword? Oh,
Elva.
Elva. I have a flame tongue short sword.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Oh, that shouldn't have happened. What I just did.
Fix it. Undo.
Because I don't know that. Yeah, I gave this guy back his points. He didn't. It's on the beginning of his turn. He may not survive to that. Okay. So this guy is going to attack Elva. Yeah. No, he'll attack noobs.
Which one?
Noobs. Oh, this guy.
Okay, I'm gonna take my sentinel attack then.
Okay.
I can't. I shielded.
Yep. That makes sense. Yep. Okay. So for noob and bite. 23.
Yeah.
Claw. 10. I'm assuming I'll miss.
Nope.
And 16.
Points of damage?
No. To a hit. He has 3 attacks. No. Okay.
Oh, got it.
So just the bite. 8 points of damage. And does it have any, like... It doesn't matter, you're a monk. Okay. Alright. So that's that. He hits you for 8, Nuben. And that's his go. And then... This guy... will attack... They're desperate. He'll attack Alpha. They just like... This one has armor. But...
I did wheel the tar out of that one last time.
You did. 12's gonna miss. Claw 18?
Nope.
Okay.
Still at a 24 until my turn.
Oh, okay. And a crit miss. Okay. So that's it for those guys. So Elva, you're up.
All right, then the shield drops, and I'm going to go ahead and attack one on the one to the north.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
$29 ought to do it.
Yep.
23 points of damage, including 8 fire.
He'll take the fire. Yep. So he can't regenerate. Got it.
I'm going to take my second attack on the one over here. I'm going to shut down some regenerations.
Well, that
15.
one you might... That'll just hit. How do you
24,
want that one to go down?
Including 9 fire. Well, at this point, I'm sweeping through to prevent them from regenerating, having deduced that the fire is preventing that. So it's really a quick slice through to cut that out, and I think she's on to the next one before realizing she killed that
All
one.
right.
So and one to the south. Another barely hit, but
Yep.
I'll take it.
Yep.
And 5 points of fire damage with 13 total damage.
That'll stop him from regenerating before the end of his. So he was gonna get to regenerate, but won't now.
Then I'm gonna action surge.
Okay.
And cast blur on myself.
Got it. You got it. Okay. That will bring us to Dead Troll. Skipped to this troll. This one's gonna difficult terrain step out of his slushy mess. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. Have I made a mistake? Do these guys have reach? Nope. This one's gonna 5, 10, about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay. Those are the trolls. Vela.
Wow, they moved fast. I'm going to look over at Robes, who's holding my ankle, and
Look down at Robes then.
yeah. Hi, I'm gonna go. Maybe should you want to fly somewhere?
If you were moving, you could take me with you.
Do you have a preference? I was just gonna stay up here.
Well, it's just fine. I'll look over your ankle.
Oh. I'm gonna hit this one with my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Oh, it doesn't have its thing in there. I have to scroll back up to it. Sorry. Scroll. Oh, I have to. Wow, it was a long way away. Did I hit it?
You did. Woo. For 15 points of damage.
On this guy.
Okay.
And then this one that came out of the sludge, I'm going to I wish there was a way to tell if any of these had fire damage easily.
All of them do except the one pursuing Mary. And he did on your last round. So.
No, I meant my spells.
It should say fire.
No, they say spell school, spell usage, spell target. They don't tell me spell damage type without clicking on every individual spell.
Oh.
There's no column for it. I will... we'll hit him with a Toll the Dead. Because why not? So he has a Wisdom 17 DC saving throw.
Okay. Which one are you hitting?
This one.
Okay. He has a Wisdom DC. Wow, Wisdom's a good choice. Missed it. He did. Oh, he's not dead.
Wait, that's wrong. Hold on.
Okay.
It rolls weird. I forgot that I need to make sure I do this one.
Somehow
So
Forge
it's-
does not understand how that spell works.
I'm gonna
Cheers.
add the hit points back till you tell me what. All right,
It should be 3d12, right?
3d12, right?
Yeah, because now I'm
You can
at.
do it.
And that so you went from being one short of killing it to being one over killing it. So how do you want it to
Nice.
go down?
I am gonna sort of you're gonna hear sort of this echoing noise coming out of the tips of its horns. Like that.
Awesome. And he just collapses to his knees and falls over dead. That will bring us to Vela. Anything else you want to move? Do you want to do anything else?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say ropes, grab on. And
Okay.
and I'm gonna move us both just a little closer, depending on what Robes was hoping to do. I forgot I still have control of Robes.
Sure, that'll work.
All right, I changed that to a watery goo in the middle,
Nice.
and then.
And now I assume that does not count as movement for Robes.
It doesn't, because Levitate
'cause
has
I'm
that
moving him.
fun little anything can interact on the horizontal.
I just wanted to make sure. Sounds good. I'm good then.
Because I don't even think you can. Can you resist? Like you go up or down? I guess you could try to fight it, but
You could try to de-levitate.
All I can do is go
To
up
resist.
and down.
Yeah.
I can push off of things or so I guess it's up to you if you think me being pulled along is fair. But
I think it's fair. I think it's funny anyway. You're like a balloon.
You're essentially creating no resistance now.
Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah.
levitating.
And you
that's
also
kind of my take.
you also weigh nothing, so I wouldn't consider it
balloon.
to be an action for Vela in any way. So yeah.
I think there's the missing part in the mechanic then. Like if you're levitating, any force damage should push you backwards.
I would agree with that, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, Robes, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna fly.
You've been pulled
5 feet
into
in the
the
air.
sky. You going up
Yeah,
5
so
higher?
after Vela stops moving, I'll just kind of I'll let go and I'll levitate up same level. And I'm going to point a finger directly. Well, it was going to be directly below me, I think, but I think I'm going to point it right there, and I'm going to cast Synaptic Static. It's a 20-foot radius,
Ooh,
so
okay.
it shouldn't hit me or Vela or any friendlies. And so this big static sphere of psychic energy burst out from that point in the snow. It's a 20-foot radius.
Okay.
Make sure I'm casting Pack Magic. And
intelligent. Nice. Okay. So it'll hit 4 of them, right?
well, this one's dead. But yeah.
Which one? Oh, this one is dead. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
It will hit the dead one though, which I look forward to watching.
Well, it probably won't affect it because it's psychic damage, unless it goes into the afterlife.
all right.
Well, it's like like a chicken running
Fail.
around after all the
Mhm.
like. There's still brainwaves.
That's true. That's true.
Failed. Because they have minuses. Failed. All 3 of them failed. So
So
And the
it'll be
fourth one
17.
gets all twitchy.
17
It's like octopus with salt
points
on
of damage. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So 17 points of damage, and they're basically baned. They lose a -6, a d6 off of attacks.
Okay.
Let me just double check I read that right. I think that's right. And then I will, as a bonus action, sling another star. This time at this guy down here, the one chasing Mary.
Yep.
So here comes that. I gotta cast this without consuming because it's kind of finicky. All right, here's the attack. 25.
That'll hit.
And that'll be 21 psychic damage.
Wow.
Radiant damage.
All right. He flings into him. He's just been zapped, and as he's sort of sitting there slack-jawed from the static damage, this snaky burrows into his heart, and he just shakes, convulses in pain again. I'm impressed that these guys are actually still up.
Yeah, me too. They're tough.
Yeah.
I'll roll the d6s for the ones that are attacking, just to keep it easy for you.
Thank you.
For the subtract.
Thank you. Yeah, just to remind me too, because I'll forget. All right. So we're at the top of the round, Merryweather. You obviously can move backwards. I just ran out of, I didn't. Yeah.
The Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, you're at the edge of the earth. You fall off. If you move, no,
It's all
there's
right. I'm not planning to move backwards.
okay.
I will bonus action move Hunter's Mark.
Onto this.
I'm gonna move it up here because then I can do more attacks.
Gotcha.
So
Okay, so this guy gets the hunter's mark.
yeah,
All right.
and I'll try shooting at him. I know, I'm just thinking inventory wise, it doesn't make sense, but I want to get off as many shots as I can. So, all right. 31 to hit
Definitely.
with the Hunter's Mark is 16 piercing damage.
That's total with the hunter's mark?
Yes.
He's hanging on. He's just hanging on.
Well, we're going to Horde Breaker the one next
This
to
guy?
him. Yeah.
Okay.
My pings don't really show up well because it's a dark green.
Uh,
I am pinging, but yeah, 14.
Will miss.
And then I'll extra attack the first one. This guy. See, now you can see it.
Yep, got it.
19 to hit.
That will hit, and it don't bother.
But I want to.
Okay. He had
Yeah.
one hit point. Do you want him to fall backwards? And, all right.
Slide down the ice into
Sure,
the
slide down the ice. Yeah, why not?
All
Do
right.
some physics there.
There we go.
And then I'm just gonna move towards my friends.
Got it.
He's gonna catch up with me either way, so I'll get closer.
All right. Newbin, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna go for the same dude, the guy here, with some unarmed Dracolas.
16 will hit. 20 will hit. Which one is it again? I'm sorry.
It's this one here.
Okay, got it. So,
How's he looking?
he's looking to be about half the troll he used to be.
All right, so here's the second damage, 13 more.
He's looking to be about a quarter of the troll he used to be.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and use a key point.
All of them around you guys are looking a quarter the troll they used to be.
We're dead.
Or dead. 17 will hit. 11 will not do it.
All right, so I'll hit him again.
Okay. Nope, you won't.
Oh dang! All right, well I'm good. I'm there.
All right. That will bring us to a troll who's still alive. Which one is it? Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that
yep,
one.
thank you. He took fire damage, as I recall.
Yep.
Yep, because Ed hit him. He is not gonna. Ed looks blurry, and he's confused, and he's not gonna try to hit. He's gonna try to hit Nuven.
Ed isn't on this map.
Elva
Ed looks
is
blurry
blurry.
to me, but my glasses are a little bit off.
It's your background, Ed. That background makes you blur
Yeah.
every one time you move. All right.
I put on a special background for our
Ice. I know. I like it. I wish I could do that. All right. So this cat is going to bite at Nuben.
I'm gonna hit him then.
Okay, go ahead and hit him. 21 will hit. Does a 22 hit before any of that happens, though? Or does
The attack triggers my attack.
right? Do I still get to do the damage?
I interrupt when you attack him. I attack you. So
Yeah, but does
I
that
may-
mean my attack doesn't go through?
if I kill him, maybe.
Oh. Okay. You don't though.
All right then.
All right. But it precludes the other attack. Like it means you get to attack.
It's triggered by you attacking him, not you hitting him. So
Okay.
at least that's how I would rule on that. But I'm not the DM of this game.
All right. No, that I can see that. Okay.
Because it kind of I think in my mind that's what gives Sentinel value, is that you interject on that attack.
Oh yeah, I think Sentinel in my mind just lets you wail. But yeah, I can see the reading on it. That makes sense to me. All right, so he is almost dead, but does 22 hit Tony?
It does.
Okay.
It
Oh,
also is going to trigger a reaction.
okay. 26 points of damage to Tony.
Damn.
Or Nubin.
Nubin.
You can choose.
Yep.
They roll a d20 for their damage roll?
Oh, you know what? You're right. That seems I hit attack. Sorry.
I did that
was
before.
intense.
7.
Well, I did something
7.
similar. It
7.
was like,
7
Oh.
points of damage. 7 points of damage.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
I like that a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot better.
That's quite an attack roll.
Yeah, I was like, boy, I didn't think these guys were that. Like, they're hardy and they can regenerate if they don't take fire damage. But all right. 8.
So you fail. Nice. I finally got one in.
Yeah. And kill it.
Wow, nice.
Any way you want to describe that?
Yeah, my fiery, spiky chain is just going to wrap around his neck and rip his head off.
Oh! I like the idea of it flying up in the air and he falls down and then the head lands on his body.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I like
that. All right. That troll is no more. I believe that brings us up to Elva.
Well, we'll step over here and attack this last remaining troll.
Got it.
There's still one to the south, too, Ed.
We'll miss once. Oh, yeah, all the way down there. I didn't.
Yep.
That one, I'm zoomed in too much.
13
missed
13
twice.
will miss, yeah. Whoa.
And then at least the last one.
Yep, you will hit on the last one. It probably will do it. Yep.
21 points of damage.
How you want that to play out?
Well, after being rebuffed twice against its thick hide, I think I just pull back and thrust the sword right into it.
You got it.
And the fires just lick up the troll body and yep.
Flames ensue as the troll falls dead before you. Anything else, Elva?
No, I don't have. Well, I have some movement.
Okay.
So I will take that. And you're both flying, so I'll move right up to here.
Yep. Gotcha.
There, Elva.
And that will bring this guy up, and he will come up to Merryweather.
Yes. I was hoping he was going to do that. Not that he was going to hit Mary, just that he was going to.
Wasn't, but I knew he was coming. I mean, there's no way around it.
And I'll hit him.
Okay. You still have a sentinel?
I just took my turn, so I have a new reaction.
Oh, okay. 25 will hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
For 20.
All right. He's still up. Did I roll an attack? I did not.
Mm-mm.
26 to hit Mary.
Yeah.
Okay. And that will be 8 points of damage, then 2 claw attacks. 12, I'm assuming, will miss.
Yeah.
14?
That'll miss.
You said your AC was shit, that's why I asked.
It is, but
Yeah.
but there's also the reduction each time, so it's actually
Oh.
11 and an 11. But my
Oh,
armor
okay.
class is 16, so.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it. All right, and that will bring us to Vela.
I'm going to bring this spiritual weapon over here now that it can reach him.
Yep.
And I'm going to smack him.
Go ahead.
And I keep clicking on it thinking that it's going to have an attack thing.
It doesn't.
And it doesn't.
Nope.
Uh,
It's just for knowing
and
where it
so-
is.
I need to scroll up because I think I cast it at 3rd level. It's really hard to get it back.
I know. I always make notes in my notebook about things like that because it is so hard.
I have to go back up and find it. And Newbin, Hunter's Mark, Merriweather, Crossbow, Elva, Troll. Bela, spiritual weapon. And I cast it at 3rd level. Okay.
"15 will just hit, but a 24 will way hit." I was looking at the die and not at all the bonuses.
Yeah. And the damage is 17.
That'll do it. How do you want it to go?
Yes! It's a scythe. So it's going to scythe him.
S-
Cleave his head from his shoulders
Ah,
in the direction away from our bodies.
ah. So the ichor sprays away as it sort of pirouettes away, leaving sort of a hot blood melting the snow as you guys stand in the valley. Just now, the sound of wind and snow falling, and occasionally the wind making these creaking noises through the crevasse in front of you. The purple light is still pulsing in the crevasse.
And,
I still
and
have-
it's down in the crevasse, huh?
Do you-
It's like glowing up from below.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, I assumed it wasn't just sitting there in the midair, but I just thought I would ask because
Yeah, what you let me describe that a little further though, since you're asking. If you guys are moving in that direction to look down a little bit, you can see that the crevasse is probably not. You estimate somewhere between 80 and 100 feet deep. At the light is sort of what you're seeing is this refraction of a purple glow of what, as you look down there, appears to be an opening at the bottom of the crevasse.
We can tell that from where we are currently.
Yep. No, if you move to the edge, I said. If you move to the edge, I assumed somebody would have looked. You know.
Do you want to go down there?
Well, I was thinking, like, since you're floating, do you want me to just take you with me and we can, or Elva, you and I could just sort of go down and take a judicious retreat if we.
And would need to use a spell, otherwise, I can only do the wings once a day.
Yeah.
Oh,
you keep doing
well,
that.
you don't need to.
Delve.
I know. I'm sorry. It's not intended to be cruel to Ed. It's just sort of this thing that Vela keeps doing to Elva. Sorry.
That's fine. I understand.
I can go down there with you, Vela.
Okay. Ankle or hand?
I'm just going to jump off. So I'm gonna run and just like leap off the edge, and then activate the levitate, and just kind of like.
Because that's at will, right? That's an invocation. You can do it whenever you want, right?
It's at will. It's still an action to cast it, but
Right.
the last 10 minutes, I'm kind of thinking that I usually just always have it cast, but
Yeah, because it costs no spell slots. I love that about
Yeah.
Warlock. The invocations are so fun.
yeah, this is one of the ones. But I can't. But yeah, so like Vela, I'm gonna leap out there and then try to like float down, but I can't move left to right. So like, once I turn it on, I'm just gonna like go straight down.
So you're,
Probably gonna have to help me get out of here. Is what I'm getting at.
as he runs forward, idiot.
All right, you go flying after.
Yeah, I go straight over the purple hole.
All right, as soon as you go straight over the purple hole, Merriweather, make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no!
Time to level up, Mary.
All right, in your head,
Yeah.
Mary.
Do we have any rerolls?
Nope, you don't actually.
It doesn't matter, guys. I mean, to get a 13 for me is going to be very tricky. So it's just not
Okay.
worth it.
And I will describe a little bit of how this feels to you after the fact, but what you hear now is yes, bring them home. Bring them to me. If you'd like to respond, you may.
Nope.
Okay. And what you feel is every time you have this sort of knocking in the back of your head, like somebody's wanting to send you a message. If you fail the saving throw, the sending spell is cast on you from Lolth. And
Yeah, I was kind of figuring that out.
all right,
But I don't want to respond to her.
got it. Okay, so you hear
But I
that.
will say to Elva, I guess, is up here by me and Nubin,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
It looks. So I will let them know. I think we're getting pretty close to. I keep getting spidery language in my head, and I'm not sure what that purple glow is, but it just happened when they jumped down there. It said, "Yes, yes, bring them home to me." I felt like I could reply back, but I haven't been saying anything back. I think it's a
Well,
bad idea.
On the one hand, that's foreboding and terrible. On the
Yeah.
other hand, it suggests that we're going in the right direction.
I just thought I should
So I
let you
can't
know.
say. So I cannot say. Or the wrong direction.
Right. I mean, I guess the way Mary understands it, it doesn't matter if we try. Like, we have to bring it together, even though that's the bad thing
Exactly.
to do.
Yep.
So
Right.
it's like, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
there's no way to there's no, I don't know, no, it doesn't seem like there's any way to not do what she wants. It's like those video games where no matter what you do, you're falling right into the bad guy's plans.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you might as well just do
Lean
it.
in.
The fun part of this is a totally random encounter. I just rolled it. it said there's a portal to another dimension. So,
You're not supposed to tell us that till after the game.
yeah.
Oh, and we didn't know it's another dimension yet. So
Oh, sorry.
We still don't
Paul's
know that.
really,
The
as
characters
somebody who often gets gifts from him, I will say he's real bad.
I am really bad at it. It's like
Really, really, really bad at it.
you even said that at Gamehole. You wanted to tell Dusty that you're present, and
Nope, and I almost hung up on him.
I'm so bad. So bad
Mhm.
at it. Really shouldn't be a DM. All right. All right. So, yeah, you shouldn't know any of that.
And
No.
we don't.
Okay.
Our characters don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's but when Robespierre and I love how the purple's really messing with your tokens when you put them.
Yeah,
in
it looks
magic.
nice.
So as you guys descend into the crevasse,
into the not a portal to another dimension.
yeah. Well, it's actually not a portal to another dimension. It's a portal to another plane, which I guess is kind of the same thing. But as you get closer, there's a doorway, a completely stone-framed doorway with door that is in the floor,
Oh man,
and it is
I don't think
glowing
I prepped stone
purple.
shape.
You get the sense that it's not really stone anyway.
Well, that works out well because I sure did not prep stone shape. I was like, we're going to a mountain. It'll be ice.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say the mountains are sometimes made of stone.
I know.
I'm gonna send Katha down.
Sometimes.
One would
so
say
I can-
99.9% of the time.
I mean, just sometimes.
All right, Katha is also flying out.
Well, hey, Katha.
and I'm gonna
Welcome to
I'll
the party.
move over with Mary and let them know I'm shifting my senses into Katha so I can see what's going on down there.
What's up, Elva? Welcome to the party. Or Katha. Which one are you?
I'll tell Mary neither of us can respond.
It's all right. Here. I'll just keep my hand on Elva. Just I don't think she can feel that I'm here, but I'm watching out for her.
No, I can feel that.
Oh, okay.
Can't
all right.
see her
well,
here. Can't see her here.
She just can't respond. Okay.
I do appreciate that. Vela's talking to me, and I want to answer, but I can't.
Ugh, Elva. She's always so standoffish.
So the bottom of the floor.
Also, I can only fly once a day.
I think you should tell her that a few more times. I mean, she gets a little bit distracted when Robespierre's around, so maybe try it when you just have a one-on-one.
While that heart to heart is happening, On the base of the floor, or on the
There's
base of the
stone where that's
crevasse.
not stone.
But it's in the ice of the glacier, 100 feet down. This glacier goes down even further down, and you both notice the temperature's about 40 degrees warmer.
Mm.
Ooh, it's cozy
I'm
down here.
describing this to Mary and Newbin.
But you can't feel the temperature change, right? Because you don't have a sense of touch.
Well, Katha can telepathically let me know that part, I guess.
Yeah, and Katha feels
I
everything.
can't feel it, because I can only
You
see
can't
and hear.
telepathically tell Katha to nod her head at me?
I could. I didn't think of that.
Uh,
But that would not have answered your question, which was, is this Katha or Elva?
That's true.
Oh,
And
true.
then she
Yeah.
just nods.
It is the answer to the question. It is Katha or Elva.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
It's true.
Telepathically shrug.
I look. Robes, is it getting hot in here?
Actually, yeah, a little bit warmer. It feels nice, actually. I'm kind of like stretching and
It's
Kind of
getting a
feel
bit
like
more
maybe I
color in
should
my
give
face.
them some privacy now.
I know. It's always so awkward lately, isn't it?
I don't know exactly. They're both talking about getting hot.
it's only 45 degrees, by the way, just so that we're clear.
Oh, I said 45, 40 degrees.
Warmer, but it's
yeah,
it's
it's-
five
yeah.
it's
Only 45.
5 degrees up.
That's true, yeah. Well,
Wait,
I'm
it's
cold-blooded,
only
so...
5 degrees warmer? I thought you said 40 degrees warmer.
It is
40
degrees
warmer, which makes it
Oh.
45 degrees total.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. When you go from like shivering on ice to 45 degrees, it's like
Yeah.
I know. I didn't want you to do anything.
stupid.
Yeah, I wanted to be
Yeah,
clear
fair.
about what the temperatures
you.
were. So
But just that warm coat is feeling real warm.
Mm.
Okay.
Just wondering what the
Ah.
stupid thing might have been. So,
I'm not.
Paul, is the floor... Is there any cracks in the door or, like, hinges or anything like that? Or is it like a...
Yes. It is. In fact, there's not necessarily hinges. What you're getting is the sort of. I've actually never seen this movie, but
This
there's
should be good.
there's this sort of scene that I've seen in pictures from Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where the light is coming from the door and it's coming
Mhm.
around the edges of the door,
Mm.
and it's blindingly bright light, and it's just shooting through, where you can kind of make out where hinges might be on the door, but it's this intense light framing and then negative space where the door is.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
I don't. As a warlock, do you have true sight?
I
Currently-
don't, not yet.
Okay.
Couple levels. I'll get it. I can get it.
Okay.
I wish. Really wish I had now. But this is quite strange. We could ignore it. But also, I just feel the chances we stumble upon something like this. I think we should investigate.
You think we should get everybody else? I'm
Think
gonna
that'd be wise.
telepathically. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna talk to Katha. Can you
Uh-oh.
talk to Elva?
He'll nod.
Oh!
Because I'm not telepathically controlling Katha. She can respond.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you think we should come back for the party before we go down this hole? Or if we go through, you can all save us.
You're leaving this decision to Katha?
That's
Um,
That would.
Robes, as
No, he said he could send
hold
it
on.
back to Elva.
as this
So-
conversation is happening, Robes is looking at the door. Robes, you notice that the color is changing slightly from purple into slowly softening or intensifying to a red.
That's a problem, probably.
Okay, you think we should go?
So Vela will
think-
tell Mary, they're asking Katha to decide whether to go through the door or not. I'm not sure how to address this.
I
Not
think
if we should go. Okay, we should go. Okay, we're coming back. I tell Katha.
Katha will then nod.
I'm gonna grab Robes' hand. Come on, and I'm gonna diagonally leave the purple red zone.
And Katha will fly back up too.
Is there any sort of feeling change, like going straight up and down versus going out the side of the portal-y kind of hole?
I'm sorry, I missed the question. What?
Is there any sort of difference, like when we fly through the wall, other than the cold changing? Like, is there any other sort of sensation difference?
No, as you rise away from it, you don't have any sensation difference from when you came down. You when you descended, you perhaps had a sense of you're entering into a place that is weak between the planes, or at least an odd sensation of this is not normal.
And then we left the thing and the temperature changed back, right?
Yeah. Did you want to look around at all, or?
We already said we were leaving.
Okay.
So I feel like that would be unfair to take advantage of the very clearly leading question.
Okay.
So I will say, if the party wants us to go back to, or whatever, to go back to look around, we can do that.
I will definitely be
was
watching
there.
the door as we're flying away.
Give me an investigation check.
I'm not the one to do this, but I'll definitely be. But yeah, just basically paying attention, just as Valus sort of
I'm
flying.
going to throw the number out now, 12.
10.
Nope, you don't notice anything as you're moving away.
Did the game master really roll 1d666?
I did.
Mhm.
3 times, twice. Once that wasn't.
People who read the manual, the Dungeon Master's Guide, or any of the other ones know that there are 666 levels of the Abyss.
Almost went in there.
All right.
It's like of all of us, you'd probably get along best in there.
That's true.
Although personally, I feel that should not be true, because there shouldn't be a limit, because if there's a limit, there's order.
It's supposed to also, yes, actually they've rewritten it as the DMG doesn't say 666 anymore, but it used to back in first edition and second edition. It actually says infinite now. But so yeah.
Or every day a different number.
Wizards.
Oh, that would be so annoying.
Wizards agrees with you, Ed.
Good.
So, but I thought it was fun to have that number be out there. Because I was just because there is a number associated with Lulth's Lair. And there is a number associated with a couple of others. So if by whatever, 1 in 666 chance you ended up on that level, then I would actually just, if you open the door, I would be able to dial into where, okay.
That would be funny. We'd just short circuit the entire next several chapters of this.
Yep, and then now all of a sudden we're playing Into the Abyss or whatever, but...
You're all level 18. Good job.
All right, so you guys fly out. Do you fly back to your party?
Yeah, I think that was the intention, is
Okay.
to regroup and be like, hey, there's this thing down there.
Well, and as you all come back, I'll tell you as well. When you two flew down there, I heard a kind of a voice in my head. It first came when Nuben, when you put on your lovely bicep bracelet. I don't know what that's called, but it happened then, and it was kind of like it said it saw me, and then just when you went down before, it's like seemed very pleased, like, yeah, come to me. So bring them to me, bring them home. So I mean, I know we eventually do have to find her, but I don't like making her happy.
I'm a fan of not making spiders happy. How about we don't go there? That sounds like there's lots of spiders there.
Specifically.
I think it will be.
No, I think that there will be spiders there. I just don't think that you're making all spiders generally happy. I thought it was a specific one.
Well, yeah,
Bullets are not bad.
yeah.
They've been very helpful to the ecosystem.
I don't have any issue with spiders in general.
Okay. Agree to disagree on spider loving. I
Just
think
saying
maybe.
they have a place in the order of things. That's all.
Yep. Yep.
They make for a good
Definitely.
snack too.
Anyway,
Oh, that
you
is
guys
the
aren't
purpose, I
hearing
suppose.
that, Dubin?
I love that you guys
Robespierre?
just ignored Winston altogether.
I-
Anyway,
Yeah. Well, Mary
Another
doesn't,
purpose.
whatever. But Nubin, Robes, you guys aren't getting that weird voice in your heads.
No, that's what I was thinking. Is I haven't. I've been wearing it the longest. Haven't had any problems, so
I,
maybe it's not connected.
I haven't heard anything either. I have experience with strange voices.
well, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe you've built up some sort of tolerance or something.
Oh,
Maybe.
I have one of those for iocane powder.
I feel like I'm a bit, maybe not as strong-minded as the two of you when it comes to these things. Maybe I'm more susceptible?
Maybe your goodness makes you weak.
It's just maybe a force of personality thing.
Could be that, possibly. I am known for a force of personality.
Anyway, I'll let you know if she says anything more. I haven't been replying. I don't really have anything I want to say.
Mm-hmm. That's probably best.
Do we have to
So we
cross?
agreed we're not going into the portal thingy,
Well,
the
I'm
place that
not.
wants us to go home.
I don't want to go there.
It doesn't
Okay, cool.
seem particularly likely that that's heading where we need to go.
That's true. Even if it takes
Not
us
on
too
a
long,
map.
we need the braces first. So
Oh yeah, which way is it? Where is this on our map? Do we need to go around or across? Mary?
This crevasse is not noted on the map.
Looking from side
I
to
said
side
it wasn't on the map. I thought I meant just the portal, but I guess the
Yeah.
crevasse either.
like shoot and ladders. and
No,
stuff like that.
actually, Mary, go ahead and make me a nature check.
Oh, great, an intelligence modifier.
Uh,
I actually am proficient in nature, but we're not going to roll very good today, guys. Sorry.
yeah, there's more possibly you could have discovered, but you are noting that this break, this fissure, relatively recent, and not because you're like an expert necessarily in glacier formations or anything. It's putting two and two together with the heat down there and some of the things that the fact that the snow isn't that far receding and everything else. There's more you could have maybe discovered, but you are, this isn't something that maybe was here a week ago.
I'm going to add it to my map about where I feel it is.
Perfect.
As we've been following it.
Got it. At this point, I will ask how you guys are gonna. You still feel like you need to go southwest.
And I was going to ask if looking from side to side, does it appear that we can see the ends of this?
Yes, you can go around it. That would be fine, or you could fly over it. However you choose to do that, but you would just basically, the way you're looking at it, it's only going to add maybe 25 minutes to your journey to go around it.
I'd say go around rather than lose resources to cross it.
I mean, you could fly, right?
Yes, once a day.
Take her aside. I'll just look distracted.
All right. At this point, I will ask if Mary is.
I'm not concerned about me getting across it. I could do that, but it seems a waste.
I am assuming Mary's still acting as the map giver. So, Mary, can you give me a survival check? Going.
I hope so. Not been rolling very good today.
22 will do, and you are on target. And I will ask for one of you to roll a fateful d6.
I already rolled.
I think it's Tony's turn.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Oh,
Yeah, go, Tony.
I was
Ugh.
like,
Oh,
where?
I'm sorry. I was
No.
doing an audit. I already rolled
Yeah.
tonight.
Do it, Tony. D6.
D6. All right, give me a second here. Gotta get back here to the right thing.
Also,
D6.
just because I think it's funny, I'm going to roll on the inappropriate urination table.
You just
Good.
wanted
That's a
us to be.
table?
That's a thing.
I
It
made
is
it.
You
now.
were there, Winston. You encouraged the creation of it. Don't try
Yeah,
to.
Oh,
play
right.
It was
all
your
these
idea.
things. Yeah.
All right, apparently you pee in a garbage can. You are completely certain it is a privy. All right.
Well,
Who's got a
and
garbage
either
can?
of them out here seems like an odd
Right.
thing, right?
I don't actually remember why I created this. There were a bunch of
Me either.
conversations
You were making a drunk effects table.
with drunk effects.
Oh,
That's
right.
right.
Drunk effects.
Yeah,
Table to
this-
the drunk effects
This
table.
all makes sense
Because
if we.
one of the results on the drunk effects table is inappropriate urination.
Oh
there
yeah,
we go.
yeah. You're drunk. You are
Yeah.
too willing to comment on everything. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay. All right. So I was apparently amusing myself with what you can do with rollable tables in Foundry. All right, but you rolled a 4, noob, and that actually has a situation involved with it.
How long has it been transpired before this happened?
It's well, that's a good question. I'm gonna ask for a D4 to be rolled by whoever would like to roll a D4.
I'll roll it since I asked it
Okay.
and triggered this roll. It's 4.
All right, so it's 4 hours later.
All right. At the end of the hour after I cast my spell, the Crown of Stars, I'm just gonna shoot the other 5 stars off into the sky.
Okay. Did they have to be used in a certain period of time, or?
Nah, I just rather than have them disappear,
Okay.
it'd be more fun.
All right.
Pretty.
Well, to be a beacon? Is that what you're saying? You'd rather like flare gun stars off into the sky?
Maybe not into the sky. Maybe I'll shoot them at random parts of the snow. I'm just gonna like shoot some
Now
rabbits.
there's an avalanche.
There we go. That's what I want.
All right. Here we go. Roll and roll. And ooh, fun. Okay. So, I made a map for this one just in case. So about 4 hours later, here we go. I will pull you all onto this map. By the way, just because I oriented everything when I made these maps heading north, because for some reason I had forgotten that I said you were heading southwest. So south is down in all of these, or south is up. Sorry, south is up in all of these.
Southwest is up.
Yeah, southwest is up.
Well, that makes a lot more sense based on what you were saying on the other map, because I was like, well, if we have to go southwest, why do we even have to cross this
Right,
thing? But,
right.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, everything. When I made all the maps today, I was thinking you guys were heading north.
Our goal is up. It doesn't have to be a specific direction. It's just up.
There we go. Elva, can you see?
Yep.
Okay. Mary, Nuben, Vela, Robes, and then I'll pull Katha. Okay, so it is now, let's see, noon, about 10 to 15 minutes for exploration plus battle, plus 4 more hours. So it is now dark, getting dark out. Well, it's 4 o'clock, 4:30, and it's fall. Even in the mountains, you wouldn't have dark yet. So, okay, still light. All right. So, you come to a strange. Whoop, did we lose Tony and
Oh.
Ed? Whoa, we lost
Ed.
Tony and Ed.
You both dropped out for me.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, Dusty was gone for me too.
You were talking and then I just lost you.
Oh, check the stream.
says we're streaming. Says stream health is good, but we are all
Okey-doke.
jankified right now. Okay.
There
Should
we
be
go.
fixed now. I
Yep.
don't know why mine dropped, but
Weird. I mean, I'm
because on my end I lost you guys, and then
That's fun.
I would 100% assume it's us. Because we've been dropping internet left and right for the last 3 weeks. So, okay. So, as you guys cross into, it's not really like a valley, but you're sort of descending a little bit. The glacier is lowering in elevation just ever so slightly. I'm assuming Mary can pick this up. Anybody who is paying attention to it would be able to pick it up, but not critically important. But as you are sort of lowering in elevation, you reach what appears to maybe be a valley, and in fact, you can see a peak to the southwest in front of you. But on Mary's map, that peak would mean we've gone too far, so you don't think you're very far. When you see a raid in front of you, you see yet another sort of glacial fissure right here, maybe 40 feet in front of you, or whatever that is. I haven't measured it. Wow, exactly 40 feet in front of Elva. And then beyond that looks to be an army arrayed in front of you. In fact, there's a general on horseback standing there. They're all frozen and petrified in space. It's time.
Space? Like in the air?
No, sorry, they're on the ground. Sorry, I was being overly poetic and
Time and space. I got it.
said bullshit. They're just frozen, but they're looking like they're wearing archaic armor, older
They
armor.
are all gray, so at first glance I was like, are we fighting tanks? What is
Yeah.
going on?
They looked like tanks to me too.
The
I
best.
thought they were statues. Each one is on a plinth.
They are all statue icons from Dungeon Draft, but they're supposed to be frozen,
Just army people.
frozen
I was like,
army
we moved
people.
into Warhammer. This is the wrong game.
And he's saying an army, and I'm like, yeah, that's gotta be a tank, yeah.
It's actually a
guy on the
horse.
horseback. Well, 'cause I was pulled out so far, I didn't see
Yeah,
detail. I
Me
just
too.
saw.
Yeah, I had to zoom all the way in to figure out what was going on.
I like that the
Fabulous.
general is wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. He is. Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Maybe it's like
Like
my.
a Civil War general.
Maybe you just can't see the feather. Maybe it's a musketeer hat. Like my Renaissance fair hat. Alright, so you enter in here, and it is now time for this to happen. Because I have to get through some of these, but I was.
Now is the time on Sprockets when we dance.
And when we roll the wild magic table. But first, we decide who it's going to affect. So, public roll.
All right, I'm moving myself just because I would not be up where I am, and that way.
Yeah, move yourself to where you would be, please. It's Elva! Alright, and then wild magic happens to Elva as you enter into this spot.
Feels like I'm back in the Feywild. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Man!
So far, we've been pretty lucky.
Alright. So,
Oh, immunity to magic missile. That's awesome.
sometimes it really would be. I'm not sure it will be this time. I was hoping more for something like you turn blue or something, but
I wanted butterflies.
Indeed, I would do.
I always hope for potted plant.
Number 42.
For 1 minute, you are a potted
Yeah.
plant.
Yeah.
Not again.
All
I
right.
could talk to you if you turned into a plant. Just saying.
Aw,
I would.
that's fun. Oh, now I want to turn into a plant.
But watch, I'll turn into a plant and no one can talk to me.
What do you
need to
guys?
talk to yourself?
It is quiet, you don't hear anything necessarily happening other than there's no wind today, but the snow continues to fall. So, whatever sound there is made by falling snow, you continue to hear. But other than that, it is silent.
Oh, this doesn't
Petrified
look good.
soldiers don't really impede our progress. I think we keep going.
Well, okay, Elvin, they don't. But whatever petrified them, what if it's still around?
Then we'll have to deal with it. I'm sorry, is there something that would have caused such a thing?
I don't know, but it seems strange.
The snow buildup on them suggests this happened some time ago.
Do we
I think we should be cautious, is all.
have experience with types of creatures that turn things to stone? Like, would we be knowledgeable about basilisks or Medusas in this world?
You definitely would be familiar with gorgons.
Gorgons.
You
But
fought
to
them.
do it,
That's right.
to do it en masse while they're still marching in formation suggests something different.
Or a bunch of them.
I would still
Yes.
think if it had been a creature like those, they wouldn't still be marching in formation.
Maybe so. Takes a bit of time for it to affect.
They would have rallied to face the enemy. They wouldn't be marching in formation.
Could just mean that the gods, the one that they refer to, the DM, just hit cut and paste very fast.
I sure didn't. I placed each bit of snow on each one of these individually. And then I added shadow blobs under each one to get
It's absolutely the opposite of cutting and pasting quickly.
That's right.
Although that is the same asset used over and over again, so that's true, Tony.
Yeah.
But I did spend time on the snow placement.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks very nice.
I did 7 ice maps this morning and afternoon.
Hey, you got to use 2 of them at least.
Just in case something came up. Yeah, when we're done with today, I'll show you my favorite one. Frozen tree. All right, so what do you guys wish to do?
We should just go back to the crevasse and go over it.
You still have the sense that you have passed all of your survival checks. You are confident you are heading in the right direction to the ice to the ice rift.
Pretty sure, guys, we have to get past this.
And by your calculation, it'll be sometime tomorrow before we get there.
Yeah, and if we backtrack, it would obviously take us much longer.
Well, I say we move around them. One thing to worry about is there's all these essentially statues. There could be people hiding behind them, creatures waiting to attack. So I don't think we should go through it.
Well, Vela, you can fly more than once a day. Do you want to get an aerial view?
Sure. Yeah, I thought maybe you would do it, but yeah, I can. I didn't want to steal your flying thunder.
All right, you don't need to move around, Vela, but as you get your cloak of billowing that you've had Faye enchanted to fly, you.
And also, just as a reminder, because Tony was not here for the part where I, in some of the little tiny pockets, filled it with gem dust that we found in one of the places at our last loot drop episode. And so there's lots of little bits of gem dust in the pockets now that are towards the bottom. And some of those pockets have little tiny holes, very tiny, poked in them. So when I fly, there's little bits of glitter as I fly
Very
through
nice.
the air.
Very nice.
Important business.
I feel it's important for Tony to know.
Yeah.
Also, that you have glitter bombed, a natural habitat.
Bela and Dusty are two very
I
different
know. I know.
I love spiders.
But
And would
also,
never- but it's just rocks. I'm just returning.
yeah,
them
the
to
glitter that you're using is
Yeah,
actual.
it's biodegradable.
It's
It's
not the same
biodegradable.
plastic glitter that.
That's
Right.
true. that everybody has
Not
to
to
clean
mention
up.
the next people that come and see this will also now see these little sparkles of different color coming off the statues, which is actually pretty funny.
And will be really incredibly easy to track.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm going to back up behind this iceberg thing and cast
Not an iceberg.
spell.
Not
Well,
night.
I'm whatever it is, by the ice,
It
away from
produces
where
no
they
cover.
are,
Okay, just so you know, it
and
produces
just
no cover.
pass without trace. No, I'm just trying
Okay.
to get a little bit away.
Does pass
Okay.
without trace get rid of colorful gem dust that's
Well,
been
no,
left
that's
as a
why
trail
I'm
behind
staying
us
away
the
from. Like,
entire
I'm
day?
gonna be able to do that, but
I don't think it's gonna last very long. I think most of it probably landed in the portal, honestly.
In snow?
Well, no, I mean like it's gonna. I don't have on. I only filled like 2 pockets with it, and so we already flew over a portal, round a bunch of ice trolls, down a
glitter bomb
portal,
lol.
up a portal. Exactly, and then so there's probably not much left.
There's a big glitter trail.
it does say that whoever receives the bonus leaves no tracks or other
That's-
traces of their passage. I don't know how you'd get rid of glitter, but anyway,
Not even a vacuum can get rid of glitter. It'd have
I'm
to be
stepping
magic.
back and casting a spell.
All right.
And anybody who wanted to be by me when I did it is welcome to be, but I wanted to stay unseen
Okay.
if possible.
You got it. Pass without trace is cast on whoever is near Mary at that time. By near 30 feet, which I think everybody. I mean, Vela's
Well,
already,
I don't know. I think
already
they're all
flown.
out of it because I moved, but that's why I said if they wanted to come with me, they could.
I'm still within 30.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're.
The only one isn't his robes.
Yeah.
Katha will move into 30.
Yeah, I guess I would probably take it just in case.
All right. Vela, as you fly up ahead, 2 things happen simultaneously. Vela flies up and sees in the distance. Now, Robes or Tony, can you tell me what the Hammer of Alarm does specifically? It just says you cannot be surprised, but does it have anything that I need to know rules is written?
It says... How do I click this so it goes into the chat? Just click the word?
I don't actually know how it goes.
It doesn't.
Click the dice button next to it. The icon next to it will turn into a dice if you hover over it. If you click that, there you go.
There it is. Warns you of danger. Okay, never mind.
It's going to say, motherfucker!
Okay.
When it's a surprise. Just as an homage to a Robin.
Robin.
I didn't say
She
motherfucker.
did not say
I
motherfucker. She said, oh, fuck.
Okay?
Yeah,
It was
it's different.
one word.
Totally
That's
different.
all.
Totally different. But
And it was like
wasn't
under
nearly
my
as funny
breath.
when Tony did it.
I like to think that the hammer just says, "Oh hey, didn't see you there."
it's very Midwestern of it.
Yeah. So you can't be surprised because every time, "Oh hey, I didn't see you there."
But that's not what happens because I didn't realize it was only 30 feet, and also it's not danger. When you ride up, you see in the distance, coming north from the south, so heading northeast, sort of in the direction you're heading to.
Can you say up and down on this one since we're going?
Yeah, for real.
Please.
Coming from
Rather than
in this
bottom to the top.
It's coming in this direction.
Okay.
But it's
Thank you.
not on the map yet.
No, that's good.
In the distance, you see what appears to be like a shack being.
Is it ramshackle?
It's not ramshackle actually. It is really well built. There appears to be like a tin chimney coming out of the back of it.
Is it a tin roof?
No, not a tin roof.
Rusted?
No, it's not rusted either. It's actually all really nice. but it's being pulled by looks like 20 dire wolves.
Are pulling it?
Like as if it were it's a giant dog sled, and
Oh,
um,
okay.
as it gets closer, it looks like there's maybe uh, a couple of humanoids, one who is sort of guiding the sled, and then one that appears to be doing some sort of like repair work on the fly on a door in the back.
I'm gonna fly back down. There's a very sturdy shack on a sled being pulled by dire wolves
Is it a
heading our
funky little
direction.
shack?
It did appear to be funky. Yes.
I'm gonna
It's
check my
heading our
wine
direction.
to see if it's been taken.
Nope, your wine's still there.
Okay.
It's not by any stretch of the imagination ramshackle. But it did appear to be needing repair. One of the beings on it, of some sort of human shape, was repairing a door.
How quickly is it approaching? Can we cross its path and be on our way before it gets?
Do I have a sense of that?
You guys could definitely hide. It's probably going to be in your location in the next 2 minutes or so.
So we could get
We could be
across the
fully
path.
across this map by then.
Sure, you could cross this map, but it's coming in the direction you wish to go in.
Oh. Well, what if we go across and hide behind the statues?
And they're not statues; they're petrified people, right?
Yes.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
No, we do.
You kind of
That's
know.
what they look like.
Yeah,
they
look.
don't look like statues.
No, they. In fact, the
They
bits.
do on the map, but they don't to us.
Right. The bits that are broken on the ground look like bits of people that have been broken on the ground.
Oh, it's Soylent Green
Yeah.
statue.
And when you, I'll get to there when you guys get there. Never mind.
Well,
We're hide here?
we're either meeting this thing or we're hiding from it.
Is that big black spot a pit?
That's a crevasse.
I do like crevasses.
What about invisibility? How many can we cover?
I can go in the crevasse.
I can take 2. Myself and another.
As long as I stay close to people, I can turn invisible with my anklet.
Yeah.
If you all want to be invisible, I'll just go down a little ways in the crevasse and they won't see me. I'll go up there
Vela,
and I'll
I could just
go down
cast
there.
invisibility on you because the other 3 all have the bracelet.
You can if you want.
The
I
2
might
of us
still
would
do
be
that just
invisible
for
to my magic.
for the value of being able to hear them as they come through.
I think that's fine. I will, as an action, dismiss Katha and cast invisibility on myself and Vela.
Okay.
Do I have to stay really close to you though?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Just don't attack anyone.
Oh, okay. Well, I can do that.
Or cast any spells.
I can do that too. Okay, thanks. I will fly. Not fly. I will. You'll see tracks going over here.
Over where? Okay.
Okay.
All right. You
Not
guys.
until you leave the 30-foot radius for me, though, because there's no tracks.
Which is perfect, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Well, actually, I will probably go, I'll go up here. I'll probably make this weird, roundabout thing and I'll go
so the
back
tracks
to this
are hard
guy.
to follow?
And then I'll fly from here down the crevasse.
So the problem with greater invisibility, though, guys, is it only lasts a minute. It's not a very long spell. So even though I had to look it up,
Okay.
I hadn't used,
Mine
it doesn't,
lasts an
you know,
hour, so you're
right,
good,
right.
Vela.
But I could try to do that hallucinatory terrain spell and see if I could make it look like there's a hill over us, maybe. like a hill of snow so that we can hide? If you want. I mean, I know you guys are invisible, but I think it's going to take more than a minute for this thing to pass us, guys.
I think
So-
you're right. I like that idea.
All right. So instead of casting, wow, it looks like Ed just cast greater invisibility. The way he,
Only regular invisibility.
he just moved out of the way, and it like the way you flashed out of existence. I was like, whoa,
Oh.
Ed had magic.
I cast invisibility.
Yep. All right. Who's invisible and who is covered by hallucinatory terrain?
I'm invisible.
All right.
I think I'm both.
All right. Vela and Elva are invisible, and then the rest are covered by like basically what looks like more snow.
It's a lot. It's a huge template.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. I don't know. Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. All right. So that's all looks like snow. Vela, are you where you're at on the map?
Yeah, 30 feet down.
Okay.
That's why it says -30.
All right. So I don't have. I was trying to make a token for this. I'm just gonna draw a little square. Well, it's not really little. And I'm not gonna pull 20 dire wolves, but as it comes in, it's just displacing snow like crazy, and it's like a story and a half, and 15 by. I can't make it look the way it really looks, but like 15 by 20, and these dire wolves are just charging ahead, and it's on skis. It's on these like
That's fun.
strut skis, and it has a Nordic gabled roof that just lets the snow pull away from it, and you sort of get the sense as players that this is like a fantasy RV. But on the side, it says
If Randy Quaid gets out, I'm leaving.
it says Leifelt and Becca's General Mercantile and Goods Transportation. And they are moving through the area at high speed and seem to know their way through the area. So they pass by.
Can
Man.
we flag them down?
You can if you would like. How do you want to do that? You're under the hallucinatory terrain.
So I'm gonna
But at your
whisper to
speed, you can
Elva,
get out of it.
Yeah, as a monk, you could get out from under it without any trouble. But
should we stop them and see what they have?
I don't know.
We just went through all these attunement issues. What if they have something? No, I'm kidding. Actually, I think it might be good. Maybe we get some arrows.
Oh,
Possibly.
good thought.
Some other supplies, maybe some warm winter clothing. No offense to this giant cloak that I'm wearing, but maybe something a bit more stylish.
Yes, that is important when you're assaulting a fortress of giants. That you look
Maybe
good.
something a little less stinky. Actually, I probably would like the smell. So. I say we
If you
do.
like giant body odor smell.
So, I'm looking at
So,
Noob. How about just the
Noob
two
is
of us
running
go?
up.
Okay.
All right, I'll try to keep up. I'm gonna just run out of the train, way behind Noob as he's way faster.
all right.
Nice.
As you start running after them, what you see clearly now, hanging onto the back and sort of working on a door frame as it's going. The place looks pretty good, but it looks like something like there's a crack in the back where it got attacked. A crack in the back where it got attacked.
Is this another B-52 song?
You gotta watch out. But it looks like there was like what this person is doing is like patching the wall and installing a new like jamb in a door frame. And so here she turns back and then just seems to touch the side of her head, and slowly, after a little bit, the wagon comes to a stop. And if you catch up to them, looks to be a half-elf woman. Introduces herself as, well, hello. I'm, we don't normally get customers out here, but if you're interested in perusing our wares, welcome to Life Outs and Becca's. And then clicks her hands and dancing lights start flashing around the side of the shop, and you hear
not what I was expecting.
Sort of all take like position behind the sign, which you see now is made of a bit of glass, and so it looks like a neon sign dancing that says Liefeld and Becca's General Store and Transportation Services.
General Mercantile.
Oh, sorry.
and
General
goods
Mercantile and
transportation.
Goods Transportation. Sorry. But yes. So, who may I ask who we're potentially serving as customers today?
I look at Noob and say, well, I am Robespierre, Warden of the Marsh, and I am here with my friend and compatriot, Noobin. Noobin.
I just said I'm Nubin.
Okay. Well,
Hello.
so you flagged us down. What is it you're looking for? We have a wide variety of goods. Perhaps you're looking for transportation. We also provide transportation services. Are you looking to get out of this frozen hellscape?
More like trying to go deeper into said frozen hellscape.
Oh, okay. Which direction are you going?
Southwest.
That's where we're coming from. Little hostile down there. Caught a rock on our way out. Used to be able. We're the only people who went this way for years. Kind of our speciality. We could transport things over the Jotun, you know. But something's gotten into somebody out there. They lobbed a rock at us. Actually,
Sounds
more than a
like
few.
a giant.
Probably, you know. But we didn't stick around to find out, if you know what I mean.
Understood. Well, I don't know that we would ask you to try to take us back that direction. We are more than capable of defending ourselves, but
Sure.
as you can tell, I'm just gonna point to my like shaggy, gross like pelt that I've been wearing. We are not exactly well prepared. Just wanted to see if you had some supplies, snowshoes, gear, some better furs, arrows, that sort of thing.
Check.
And
Check.
my friend Nubin has an eye for quality, so I know he has something he wants to see as well.
Check. All right, quality, I don't know. We just picked up stuff on the north side of the Jotuns. We're going to bring it down to the south side of the Jotuns, so maybe we got something, but definitely have winter wear. Definitely have survival gear. Definitely have some kind of, well, better than... Is that still fat dripping off the inside of what you're wearing? Oh, yeah, that's gross. And then we have arrows. Yeah. We've got a lot of things. If you want to come on in, you're welcome to come on in.
I'm gonna give Noob like a very like, do we do this? Is this safe kind of look?
And at this point, her companion runs over, and you see Liefeld. Becca introduces Liefeld as she rounds the corner. Was tending to the wolf pack that was pulling the sled. Liefeld runs around. She's about a 6'2" human woman. The palest white skin you've ever seen, gray eyes. Becca, by default, half elf, has it doesn't look quite as comfortable up here in the snow. Darker brown skin, has dark hair, the slightly pointed ears, but not as tall or, and I'm going to use the word live, as typically half-elven people are. She's a little bit more short and just sort of probably, I would say 5'5". So maybe even on the shorter side of an average in our world's human world size. I think 5'7" is average for women, right? Is that right? I don't know.
Close enough.
But so a little on the shorter side of average, and is dressed in like way more furs than Liefeld is, like trying to keep herself warm because clearly this is not her jam. So Liefeld comes in and is just like almost not leaving a print in the snow. In fact, isn't leaving a print in the snow, is stepping very carefully, has a grace and a natural sort of movement on the snow. And customers. Wow, we haven't had customers in this area in and then Becca says ever. No, ever. You're right. We've never had customers here. Well, did I hear that you want to replace your fat, gross, like, is that fat? That's fat. It is fat. He said it was fat. You want to get something a little better, huh? Okay. And Liefeld pulls out stairs, doom, 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 and now there's stairs leading up to a doorway into the store.
I give Noob the same look and just shrug.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
Okay. So I said it was a 15 by 20 foot. As the door opens, you're now in a 40 by 50 foot space.
I had a feeling.
And it looks like a Kmart or a Walmart. Like it is overly bright lit, and everything is stacked up too high. So, but it's just like any other general mercantile you've ever walked in once you enter. And anything that you would want out of the player's handbook is in here, plus bullshit magic items like Xanathar's magic items.
It's the best kind.
My favorite.
So I will 100% collect as many bundles of arrows as I can manage.
Okay. I believe on the player's handbook, those are like a gold for 20, right?
Yeah, I mean we've got so much gold. Like I'm not,
Yep.
like I'm interested. If they're willing to let me, I'd like to clear them out.
Okay, if you clear them out, you're gonna take 120 arrows.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely clear that out.
Okay.
So 6 gold.
6 gold.
Take it off.
While they're shopping, can I just chime in on an action that I had been hoping to take? I was kind of trying to wait for you to
Yep.
pause. So as I saw them come up, I'm assuming that the audio in the space is pretty easy to overhear. So I'm invisible, so I'd floated back up to the edge after hearing them start talking to watch.
Oh yeah.
Could I see the part that was broken?
Yeah. And they're not standing by it either. They've moved over to the side of that's like the rear door. And then they moved over to the side to go in.
Okay. And so everybody's inside, right?
Yep.
As they're inside, I'm going to float over. So there's going to be this little trickle of glitter floating over. And then I'm going to just stand there, and the entire time they're inside, I'm just going to cast over and over and over and over again, mending.
Got it.
So it takes it takes a full minute, so if they're in there for 20 minutes, I'll have cast it 20 times. But
You got it.
yeah, so a foot in all dimensions.
You got
And
it.
obviously then I'm visible as well.
Yep. You go visible and you start mending the back of the cart. What are Elva and Merryweather doing?
Yeah, I'm thinking we're probably visible too as I read this spell over a little bit better.
Yeah.
It says creatures and things inside the area aren't changing appearance. It's a new spell for me, so
Oh, okay.
I wasn't entirely familiar with it. But I mean, I did cast the Pass Without Trace and have been trying to kind of hide in the snow as best
they
as
were, and
possible.
they also
So
weren't.
I don't know if they'll see us or not.
They might see you after they were out talking to noobs and robes, but probably not. I'm gonna say no. They don't see you.
Yeah, so Mary's just discovering. Oh, this doesn't quite look like the snow looks really pretty, but I don't think I can make it cover us. So that's
Gotcha.
I'm still invisible.
yeah.
All right. So, anything Elva wants to do?
No, just watch.
Okay.
For any sort of threats.
Okay. So, as Mary takes in the situation and learns a little bit about her spell, and then Elva remains invisible watching. Vela is going to repair the back of Becca and Leifeld's General Mercantile and Transportation Services. I'll type it out later so that I say the same thing every time next time. Robes and Noob are in the store, and Robes clears them out of their arrow inventory. And
how are they on bolts?
we have bolts. Not quite as many, but could sell you. Are you also seeking to clear us out? I mean, fortunately, we get those on the south side of the run, so we'll be able to pick up some more when we get to the south side of the Jotuns. But just not a great market for them on the north side, which seems strange. Currently looks like we have 45.
I'll take them.
All right. Bolts are 1 gold piece for 20, so we'll just round it to 2.
Okay.
All right. So seeking ammo, huh? You guys, Leifeld just they keep finishing each other's sentences, so this is 2 people talking, but they seem to be very much partnered. And the one doing some big game hunting then up here, huh?
Very big. Gigantic, you might say.
Well, be careful. We haven't necessarily run into the giants who live up here up until very, very recently, but we do use a little bit of trickery to get ourselves away from the Remorazes. You want to keep your eyes open.
Remoraz?
Oh, sort of a strange creature that lives in snowy environments, but its body builds up an intense amount of heat, which allows it to burrow through ice and snow. Huge centipedal-looking creatures. They're terrifying, quite frankly, and when we see one, we run. Thankfully, our wolves are quite speedy. And Becca here has a couple spells that help get us out a little faster.
Good to know.
Yeah. But
so, I'm looking for maybe a bit of winter gear.
Certainly.
For a party of 6.
Okay,
5.
Party 5. And I am just gonna say closed traveler.
Well, I can't tell you.
It's in. I know there is in. It's in Frost Maiden, like how much the winter gear costs, but.
Oh yeah.
I
have
I actually
Oh,
just looked at the clothes.
Travelers
sorry. Frostmaiden is
clothes
lent
is
out to a designer.
2 gold, but well, we have it in D&D Beyond.
Oh
But
yeah.
I don't have a way to do that with all of my streaming
I
stuff
will
going.
look it up quick.
But I think it's going to be between 3 and 4 gold a piece because Traveler's clothes are 2 gold. Oh no, Traveler's clothes. Yeah, Traveler's clothes are 2.
Cold weather clothing is 10 GP.
Okay.
Crampons are 2 gold pieces, and snowshoes are 2 gold pieces.
Yeah, so I'll take one of. So what? That 14 total.
Yeah, but you don't need snowshoes if you have crampons.
Oh,
Well, yeah, you do. Crampons are for ice. Snowshoes are for snow.
yeah. Okay. So let's do that times 5, right? Why do you think there's 6 people? Because there's 6 people in the game.
70.
Kind of the deal. 70.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pay it.
Okay, cool. They're happy to provide you with fine winter traveling clothes. And since, I'm just going to do a little of suggestive selling, but you make your own choices. I don't know what abilities you all have. But you might want a tent or some sort of ability to make yourself shelter.
Sure, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, that'll be 10 gold for all of that with wintering and winterizing and all that. So
all right.
for you guys to have enough tent, it'll be 3 tents, but
Got it.
okay.
Take an 80 off.
Okay.
3 tents? Somebody's got to sleep alone?
Well, I'm saying that you guys can actually hook them all actually together a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But
Got it. They're like convertible.
yeah. Okay. Well, are you certain you are intent that you're heading southwest?
Yes, we are definitely set on that, right,
Alright.
Newbin?
We are. What else would you recommend?
You all seem so serious. I suppose. I mean, most of our. I'm looking up the Xanathars here. I don't remember where my magic weapons table is in Xanathars, or magic item table is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the DMG. I'm not gonna find it there. So, I mean, we have a bunch of sort of interesting things that you might be, inclined towards. Where's my stuff? I thought common magic item was 136. So, if you want, I'm gonna roll 3 of these. They don't have a table. Sweet. Okay, I'm just going to put my hand down. The first thing, unfortunate. This horn will alert you if somebody's going to attack your party in advance. Any interest in that?
We already have that covered.
Okay. Ooh, well, this one might be of great interest to you. This orb will always allow you to know which way is north.
That could be valuable. How much?
Well, since you've already taken off quite a bit of stuff we haven't been able to offload in a while, I will sell it to you for 100 gold.
I'll take
I'll
it.
take it.
Okay. You
want
haven't.
a noob?
I was just buying it for Mary.
It's an orb of direction. It does not require attunement.
Oh yeah, nice.
Okay. And the last thing they have is... Huh. This one's a bit of trickery. I'm not certain if any of you would need something like this. It's a walking cane. but when you tap it once, it will turn into a long sword. But it will remain a long sword forever then and will never be magic again. It just has the one charge.
Ooh.
But
If you could tap it back and forth, could be a fun party trick, but I think
Yeah.
I'll pass.
the one time we sold one, I guess I guess the bang for buck was somebody needed to smuggle a weapon in quickly. Just the one time. But for stalwarts such as you, I suppose such a thing isn't necessary. That's what we have currently. We're heading back south to actually make a couple more items before we make the trek again back north. Although, given what happened to our store going through just now, I'm not certain we'll be making it back until things get a little safer. But night is coming. We're going to try to get a couple more miles before we settle down for the evening. If you're willing to go a couple more miles with the southwest here, or I'm sorry, northeast, you'd be welcome to join us for the evening. But otherwise, thank you for your patronage, odd as it is.
Thank you. I think I got what I wanted. Noob, anything else for you?
I don't believe so.
All right.
All right. Well, they let you guys out. The sun is going down. It is getting twilighty very quickly, and they I have their names here. She starts starts yelling out on Lorelei, on Vika, on Valentine. Nope, they're leaving.
Wait.
They're
No,
leaving.
I was literally standing next to their. I was touching. Like he wouldn't have gone back to where he was repairing.
Nope. She.
Oh, okay. I assumed I would get to talk to them.
No.
All right.
They
I thought they would climb back on their thing as
They
they
did.
came outside.
They did onto the front. But she
Oh.
didn't go back to the back yet because it's getting to be dark and they're going to try to get a couple more hours in. So.
Well, bummer. I had a lot of questions for them. I was holding out. All right.
Oh,
could-
yeah, I should ask about the statues.
You could
and why didn't...
certainly fly after them if you'd like.
No, it's fine. I
you-
wouldn't go that direction if it was getting if they're trying to get somewhere, I'm not gonna hold them up. If they're like sprinting away, I don't need to go the wrong way and stop them.
Okay.
I was just gonna ask about statues.
Okay.
People. Soylent Green.
Got it. Okay. Well, they skate away. You guys are in the space with the petrified soldiers. It is getting dark out.
I'm not so sure I want to be around these things as it gets dark.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we should keep going.
Yeah, I agree.
If only we knew which way was southwest.
I'll drop invisibility and
And I'm going to give Mary the Orb of North to go with the map stuff.
Oh, this will be helpful. Thank you so much. I mean, I can reimburse you for that, Ruben.
Oh, that's quite all right. We have plenty.
The Robin, because this is a mechanic thing, that'll act as a +2 to your rolls for survival, navigation, etc.
Okay.
Because when you have a map, you already have advantage. So, just give you the +2 on top of
Okay.
that. All right. What do you guys want to do?
we can make it another hour or two before we make camp and not be near these statues that aren't statues at all.
Right. Just watch your step. I mean, I wouldn't want anyone to fall into one of these pits or anything. We'll have to be careful as it gets dark.
I imagine light can be given, so because even with dark vision, your perception checks are at disadvantage. So
How
Right.
long can we travel still?
You can travel all as long as you want, but if you continue to travel much further, you will accrue 1 level of exhaustion if you travel 1 more hour. Or I mean, more than 1 hour. More.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna do an hour. So.
Okay.
More than an hour it is.
All right. You guys travel forward another hour, and will somebody roll that last d6 of the evening?
Do it, Robin.
I don't wanna. I've been rolling like crap, except for the survival checks.
Time to redeem
So
yourself.
I don't wanna.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
I don't wanna.
Has everybody rolled one? Other
Not
than
me, but what is it? A D6?
I
Yep.
have not.
Has
rolled
Ed
one.
done one?
Okay.
No.
Nope.
No. Okay. Private rolls. So that one was a peaceful encounter. That last one, where we encountered our merchants. This one, we'll see what it says.
I should also say, Robin, obviously add 120 arrows to your
Okay.
loadout.
You want me to repay you? Because I can give you the 6 gold.
I have 1,400 gold or something like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
25.
So the
We
only
could
thing
give
I
some
have
to
in my
Alpha.
Nope, haven't needed it.
Yeah.
the only thing I have in my quiver is arrows, and it can hold like javelins and longbows. So I'm shoving arrows in the bigger sections as well. It's just all
Nice.
arrows all the time.
Nice.
You know what? I want to use the map. I'm going to use the map.
Oh, with the big tree?
Yeah, it's just not going to have a point to this adventure. Oh, and Elva I already had on there as my test for whether or not the stuff worked. It's nighttime though, so let me.
The snowfall is beautiful.
Thanks. Mary, can you see?
Yeah.
Elva,
So my light radius should be quite a bit bigger than that because of the sword.
Oh.
It's 40 and 40 instead of 20 and 20.
I don't know how to change that.
I don't either, but I just
Okay. If we need it, we'll change it. You guys get an hour farther and you find this petrified tree. It's covered in snow and appears to be. Oops. Sorry, Robes, you're
I
not
think
way.
Winston. I was gonna say I think Winston's way up in the corner. There he is.
You been?
There we go. All right. Within minutes of approaching here, it just gets so dark that you're only, your dark vision obviously allows you to see as far as your dark vision sees, but you're seeing only in dim light. The snow still not creating any kind of mechanical obscuring effect, but it is getting sort of treacherous to be walking through here. The tree appears to offer some cover. There's also, if you move forward, southwestern, up. If you move up, you'll see that there is a cliff face that is sort of, it looks higher than it is, but you've been walking towards it for some time, and it is on the map for Mary.
Can I pull out my new sword?
You can.
That glow. I'll have light.
Yep. If
Can you give me light?
Yep.
if you right click your token, you can put it on yourself.
Yeah, I just did
Oh,
it.
yeah. Oh, and then I turned it off.
Yep.
There we go. Look at us. I got light.
Hers
Mary,
appears
I'll hang out.
hers appears to be correct, or closer to correct anyway.
Oh, it's the same size as mine, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Mary, I'll hang out with you so that you don't have to worry about not being able to see. Wait, you can see now.
I mean, I do it.
Man.
Yeah. It's nice to have the light, though. I appreciate it.
You guys are in dark near the tree. What do you wish to do?
He's
It'd be
just
really
gonna
nice
place
if
the
we
city
had
to
some
make camp.
tents,
You do.
but I don't know that.
Oh.
Do you know what I'd like to do? I have these seeds that I was given a
Oh
long time
yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
And I want to plant one here, not directly under the tree. I don't want to like have it compete, but close enough that it's
Aw.
protected a little bit. Because I
And
think this would be a great place to add another tree.
obviously, it occurs to you that you are on soil and ground now, where pines grow in rocky soil, in higher elevations. You're not currently on the glacier. The yeah, you're not currently on the glacier because obviously there's a tree growing here. Uh, but you do know that over this ridge, you have to climb over this ridge, and then on the other side, you will get to where the map says the entrance is. So,
As she pulls her seed pack out, I'll take the sword and where are you gonna put it?
I'll find a spot that seems to make sense.
Well, I was thinking maybe I could just like put a hole through the ice for you with the
Right. No, I
sword.
appreciate. I wasn't saying that to Vela. I was just saying I'll find a spot. I mean, I don't know where
yeah,
on the map it
yeah,
makes sense,
Oh
but
no,
Mary
well,
would
sorry,
find
sorry,
a
yeah.
spot
I was
that
just
would make
in
sense.
character, like wherever you pick, I'll come by with my short sword and poke a hole in the snow and ice so that you can plant the seed in the dirt without having to dig with your hands.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. It saves me from having to use that cantrip.
Ah, poop.
No, I have a like ability to like claw. It's just kind of a
Oh yeah.
joking. Yeah. No, that'll be nice. You can help me.
okay. Well, you are able to do that, and you can set yourselves up for the evening. How do you wish to do that?
If only we had some tents.
Well,
Shovel.
actually, we bought some.
I think Mary's gonna pretend she doesn't have a shovel because offered to help.
It's
So
frozen. It's frozen
no.
ground.
Okay, so
You'd have
use
to be
the sword.
digging in really
Yeah.
cold. You
Oh,
can
no,
use your
I'm
shovel once
pretending
I
I
melt
don't have it. No, it's not here. I'm hiding it.
I just wanted to
A-
melt the ground so it was
As
starting
this
in warm soil.
as this fun interaction is happening, I imagine Newman and Robes are setting up the tents they purchased.
Yeah.
If only we had tents.
Okay.
Probably underneath the tree so we have even more cover.
Okay. All right. You guys are able to do that. What do you want to do as far as, are you keeping a watch? Are you feeling relatively safe?
As much as your hammer wakes us up, Nubin, if something dangerous happens, I do think it's nice to still keep a watch.
I agree.
Um, I could summon the guardian before I go to bed. I mean,
Could do
it's
that.
there for 8 hours, and it would hover, and then, I mean, anything that comes within 10 feet of it would get attacked, and we'd certainly hear that. But if you want to set a watch, that's fine too.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I just thought that way we'd see if something's happening more than 30 feet away or so.
Oh, that's true.
As Nubin explores under the tree, he finds that there are walls built under the tree. Is that intentional, or is that just
For
the way
line of sight, there actually is walls that you absolutely cannot go through that would be the trunk, but those walls I put where they were because it would be difficult because nobody has pruned this tree, so you would be walking into low hanging branches and stuff.
Got it. Okay.
So
Okay, I'm gonna just summon the guardian so we can still have a watch, but the guardian will be there. Hey, Charles.
Charles in charge?
Yeah. You're in charge of this little spot. There'll be other people walking around.
All right. Where do you want him?
He's gonna be in front of the tent door flap.
Okay.
So, like, I guess if Newbin is kind of where our tents are,
What does
I'll
he
be
look
in
like?
there. He looks
Red skin. I have
like
horns that kind of come around my head and wrap around this way. Got a hood on. Oh, you didn't read me?
he is. What does the the guardian look like?
Yeah.
This time around, he is dressed in an Oxford shirt with suspenders and a long tie. He has dark brown hair, a winning smile, and looks to be maybe a Latin descent,
Okay.
potentially. Very thick brown hair, or thick black hair and bushy eyebrows. Not super bushy, not like old man bushy, like Scott Baio bushy.
Gotcha. Like Charles in charge.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I don't have that description like right here, but we'll bear that in mind.
You don't have Scott Baio just ready?
Nope, I don't.
That's for the best.
But we'll just pull this guy here. And where do you want him at? Where are you stationing him?
He will be right. The tent is in line with us, right? Like we're making a line of tents
Yeah,
kind
I
of
was
there.
sort
So,
of figuring you guys were
I'd
doing
probably
something
put
like
him like here in front of the flap.
this, maybe with your tents. And
Oh yeah, even awesomer. Yeah, in that little zone in the middle. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Beautiful.
All right. Anything you guys? Who's taking the first watch? And are you guys doing anything before bedtime?
I'll take first watch. And I'm not doing anything.
Okay.
I mean, maybe take a short rest before I officially start the watch.
Okay. Go ahead. Take the short watch. And then give me a perception check. Does anybody else want to be doing anything? Otherwise, I'm just going to move through the watches.
No, but I am taking my armor off to sleep.
Okay.
I'll
Doffing now.
cast Goodberry and get us some food
Gotcha.
before we go to sleep.
Perfect.
You said perception check?
Yep.
Okay, there's that. And I'll get my short rest in real quick.
Okay. Robes, the night passes for you peaceably. A couple times throughout the evening, you hear to the distance, far away, maybe even over the ridge to the south here, the sound of rock slide. But could also just be a naturally occurring ice, snowfall or avalanche, but nothing that grabs your immediate attention or leads you to believe that you are currently in any immediate danger. Who's got this? Oh, go ahead.
No, that's good.
Who's got the second watch?
Take a watch since I suggested
Okay.
do it.
Give me a perception check. Okay. Mary, you're in like a 3 to 4 hour watch. I don't know what you guys are setting up, but towards the end of your watch, most of it passes by quietly. You also, maybe you and Robes had a little conversation about these rock slides. You hear the same thing. But it's far away, miles in your estimation. And could be natural. You don't think so necessarily, but nothing that leads to immediate danger to the party.
I know these giants do like their rocks.
Yeah, and you're getting close. Um, but then, towards the end of your watch, you do hear the crunching of feet. Um,
Like centipede feet?
nope, nope, nope. The because as the night falls, the it gets even colder. The snow gets crunchier, and you hear the sound of with your perception check. I don't know. It seems to be anywhere between 3 and 6 bipedal creatures walking towards the tree. They first you hear them sort of clambering over the mountain, over the ridge, and now they seem to be approaching the tree. Um, as they get close enough, you kind of hear them whispering, not enough to necessarily make out what they're saying, but it's not even so much whispering, so much as talking quietly amongst themselves, not like they're trying to hide anything. But probably a good, 60, 70 feet south of you, south being up on this map.
Right. Well, so they're 60 to 70 feet away, and they seem to be coming towards us.
They seem to be walking in your general direction.
All right. I'll elbow Elva awake.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think something's coming this way. And I can't quite hear what they're saying. I was wondering if maybe can you make it out?
Can I hear anything more?
Give me a perception check. Yes, you can.
Natural 20.
Yes, you can. So it seems to be over the course of maybe even as little as a half a minute, you can tell they're walking kind of slowly, and they're having a conversation about what they had for dinner the night before, and the fact
What language?
common,
Okay.
and sort of very banal conversation like, well, I think that it's better if you add a little bit of fresh herbs because otherwise it's very, very gamey, and we don't have enough fat to cook it in to actually add flavor. It doesn't break anything down. Now you need fire, acid, and fat. If you don't have those things, you can't have a proper meal, Reg. And then Reg says, look, we're in the fucking glaciers. Expecting a proper meal is a little bit of a heavy ask, don't you think? I'm just saying, we got the elk. We ate the elk. You're not hungry. Quit your whinging.
They're having a conversation about how best to prepare elk.
Well, that doesn't sound too dangerous then.
Now, there's a...
And notably, they're not speaking in giant.
They're also talking like their mouths are a little... They're not... They're speaking in common, but their mouths are shaped differently. So the way I'm saying it is there's a little bit of a lisp to it, and a little bit of like a what would that be? Like the jaw is
An
over.
underbite?
Yeah, overbite actually. An overbite is happening.
All right. Well, maybe I can.
No, underbite. Sorry, underbite.
If I like turn into some sort of creature and just kind of go out.
I could send Katha with you.
That might not be
As a side note, in case you didn't read it, the Guardian of Faith is holding a gleaming sword and shield. So we're not exactly stealthy.
Oh, well.
I wanted you to have that as you made your decisions
Oh,
about how to
I also would have
Well,
changed
gleaming,
a little bit
but it
about.
doesn't say that it sheds any light.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. You're right. Gleaming. It could just be shiny.
So
I think
Okay.
I would still try to scope this out a little bit. I'll do like a snowshoe hair kind of thing.
Okay.
Wild shape.
Gotcha.
And kind of hope that they're full from the elk. have to find where that is so I can use there. And if Katha wants to come with, that's fine. But I just
Yeah,
wanted to
I
kind
will.
of get eyes on the creature.
I'll send Katha along too.
Okay. So go ahead. You can just move the Mary token. I think would be easier right now than.
Okay.
If we need to get into battle, we'll we'll swap out.
The thing is, I don't seem to have any ability to see. Like the light isn't
Oh,
going to follow me, and
You can
it's
take me if
like
you want.
I don't have dark vision on the other side. Like
I'll come
it's
with you.
really
Katha.
so.
I pulled Katha out by Mary, to
Okay.
the south.
Oh,
Um,
here, you can just use
But
me
I'll
as
go
light.
towards wherever I hear the sounds so that I can hear.
No, I don't even see Katha.
She's
It's-
with Ayla.
You're right here. I'll ship ping you.
I can't select the token because I can't see it.
Huh. You can't see my ship ping?
I can see your ping. I see you pinging
It's
in
just
the
a black
darkness.
space.
Oh, but because of.
Katha's. Does Katha
Move
not have owners?
Katha over one square to the left. Now I can click on, but Katha doesn't have dark vision, so I don't see it.
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
But the
I don't know
light
if Katha
isn't.
has any vision because I'm not seeing in the light
Yeah,
either.
because I'm over there for the light purposes.
Well, the
I don't
light's
know
not.
that it's super
No,
important what I see on the map right now.
it's not
If it
real.
becomes important, we'll deal with it.
There's no real light there, so it's
Right.
just for gameplay. So what
right.
the hare sees, right? Because the hare has night vision or dark vision, or
I don't
Oh.
know.
Well,
I mean, but I'm
we'll
just
say
gonna
you get
close
you
to them
get
so I
close
can
enough
see.
by moonlight to be able to see that there are 5 werebears walking through, and they appear to just be having a companionable conversation. Um, and when they get to here, as we guys just Katha and Mary use your own roll stealth check.
Katha's on top of Mary right now, so
Oh.
it might be hard for Mary to grab her token.
All right.
I had
Oh, you had yours open.
I had it up already. Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Passive perception is not enough to see either. So they just walk right past you guys, and then they get to here, and like, oi, do you see that, Reg? Shiny bloke with a sword. Oh, well, is he a giant? Nope, 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 not a giant. Well, I don't know. Does he look like you can eat him? Nope. Nope. Looks see-through. Yeah, okay. Let's move on then. And they're gonna keep
I
moving.
mean, I think it's unlikely they don't also see the 3 tents at that point.
Yeah, they see the tents. They do see the tents. But they're not going to fight with the magic either. They're not stupid. And they're just like, they all appear to be sleeping. And I think we'd get fucked up. So that's sort of an anticlimactic end, but I didn't think there was any sense in having them attack you guys. You could speak to them if you wish to. If you wanted to
I'm
reach
a
out.
rabbit.
And, you're a rabbit, and Katha
So
can't talk.
I'm not going to speak to them.
Nope, and Katha
Katha
can't.
could nod at them.
Katha can nod if Katha would like.
Chooses not to.
Okay. And the werebears actually start stealthing themselves and move away from the area quietly, not wanting to pick a fight with what they actually think might be bigger prey than they can manage. And werebears are actually generally good and mostly friendly and are going to just move out of the area. And I think that's what we're going to call it a night. Sort of a silly place, but you guys will wake up under the tree, and we'll get you started right into the frost giants over the side of the mountain onto the other side of the glacier when we come back next in 2 weeks' time. So sort of an anticlimactic end, but sort of silly too. I wanted to have sort of a silly, light-hearted one tonight. So I hope.
Before we cut the stream, can you tell
Yeah.
us what the petrified people were? Out of curiosity, or will we have? Is there a potential that we may come across them again?
I am not gonna tell you what they are.
Okay.
But
I just know
I
you're so good at secrets. I thought, like, if you're keeping this a secret, it might just be it
It
might just be because you didn't think of it.
it was a random roll, but I do have a backstory for it, and
Okay.
I think it might be fun if it it might become an interesting thing to tie in later. So, but it was a completely random roll. So I just wanted to use all of the encounters that are in the Arctic encounter adventures and for the DMG and the Xanathars, and so I built them together to create weather plus different things that you could run into while you're traveling over land in an Arctic environment. So, thanks for joining us tonight. We are Roleplay Give. We are playing against the Giants. We're just starting off in the Rift of the Glacier, Frost Giant Glacier, whatever. It's the one that I can never say right. And we have, I guess, not anything happening until Wednesday. We're gonna have a art program on Wednesday with Building the Vishla, and then the next time we are live, I think will be next Sunday for we're coming back to Call of Cthulhu, Masks of Nyarlathotep. But until then, roll some dice, play some games, and give your time and treasure to causes that are meaningful. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Cheers, everybody.